Wait, what's happening? Good morning, everybody.
Oh,
it's hold on. Hello. Good morning, everybody. You may notice that Carlos isn't here, and the problems have already started. Apparently, I had another YouTube stream on the background, and that was like getting overlapped here. Hey, guys. Look, it could be a very interesting couple of weeks here. Carlos is on vacation. I'm here with Mike. Mike, let's make sure everybody can hear you out there.
yes. Good morning. How's everybody in YouTube and in the chat room? How y'all doing?
All right. Sounds good. Great. Okay, good.
Yes.
Beautiful.
All right.
Okay.
We got step one taken care of. We've started the show. We got mics working. However, I do hear the morning show background noise in my headset, so I don't know if that's me or you.
Oh. Well, let's we can kill that. Sorry. Thank you. See, look, man, as like video editor and controller, I'm still working out the kinks. So, okay. All right then. Good morning. We'll make it work. Guys, hey, it should be an interesting week this week. We got lots of stuff going on. We got meetings happening in Washington, D.C. that's got the world's attention right now as Zelensky, representing Ukraine, of course, and a cadre of European leaders are all descending on Washington, D.C., so that should be interesting. The markets, who knows, maybe a little skittish, I think, because of that. As we sort of look forward, not a lot of earnings today. We do have a few things sort of gapping on our gappers list, but we'll come back to those and review those with you all in a second. First thing I want to ask, though, Mike, how was your weekend? Did you have a good weekend? Do anything special?
Oh, I had a wonderful weekend. I went up to Lamoni, Iowa, watched my daughter play soccer in her first actual varsity soccer match since breaking her leg a year and a half ago. So up, running, starting, playing great. The one thing I did not enjoy was the heat index at 105 degrees while I was out on the field. So
that would be rough. Wow, 105. So, well, at least you were only watching and not running.
Yes, I felt so bad for all the players out there, and that was at 6:00 at night. The heat index was at 105.
Wow.
So,
all right.
Yeah,
wow.
pretty hot here in the Midwest.
Annual family barbecue at the Donnelly family cottage. So we had everybody up on Saturday, and whatever I did, I'm not sure if it was a person or maybe the polluted water of the St. Lawrence that I was swimming in for a couple of hours. But I got a cold, and yesterday I was taken down and I did nothing. Nothing. It was horrible.
Me and Jared have confirmed that the cold that I have can be passed through the microphone, so you might be in trouble. Because Jared caught the same thing after I was talking with him, so it could be me. Y'all might want to be careful.
Maybe. Well, maybe I can give it to you then, because I don't want it anymore, so you can have it. All right. Well, let's get to the markets here, guys. Why don't, unfortunately, I just have my face.
I got it.
But look, we got the economic calendar going here. Why don't I cover that since my face is here? Pretty light today. The only thing we've got is the Home Builder Confidence Index, which is coming out at about 10 a.m. Not a big market mover, so we're light on economic data. Really, the big economic event, I would say, is this meeting happening in Washington this morning. Actually, I don't even know the time of that meeting. I don't know if, Mike, you happen to know the time of that? But
I did not have the time.
Yeah,
Let me.
But anyways, Zelensky is making a pilgrimage to Washington. This is, of course, on the tails of Trump meeting with Putin in Alaska that happened on Friday. And that sort of happened sort of at the end of the day, more or less after market hours. So, and we noticed the market hasn't really moved. So I don't know if this meeting is going to have a big impact. European markets are down this morning, But again, will this impact the markets? Really tough to tell. Not a type of meeting that we normally focus on for sort of U.S. trading. But today, who knows, right? Could be a little different.
So I threw up the times up there for the meeting. It's actually a pretty intensive schedule. So it kind of starts, European leaders get there at noon, president meets the president of Ukraine at 1:15. They kind of do their little bilateral meeting, and then 2:15, the president greets the European leaders. So it could be a volatile market depending on what kind of gets said and out in the public versus behind closed doors today. So, I mean, we're going all the way through 3 p.m. today. So, yeah,
right. We'll see.
Intense day at the White House.
Yeah, we'll see what that brings. All right, so far this morning, again, a few things on the gappers list here. So we're going to take a look through them and see what is of interest. We'll start at the top of this list with PPCB, and every time I sort of say that, even in my head, I'm thinking of PCBs, but that's not
biotech. Here. Your famous biotechs.
Yeah. Oh, good. So, what's happening with this biotech?
Absolutely nothing. It's your typical biotech. Pulled it up here on Finviz. It doesn't even have news on it.
Okay.
Like, doesn't even have a news section in Finviz. Tell me how new that biotech is.
All right. Then look, it doesn't look bad for the pre-market for the way the stock is moving, anyways. And right now we're sitting at about 8 million shares traded, so it's definitely got volume in play, but not the type of thing that we normally watch, or certainly not the type of thing that I watch. So let's move on here. BTAI is the next thing on the gappers list. We've certainly seen this a number of times in the past. No, this is BioXcel Therapies. BBAI is Big Bear, but BTAI is another biotech.
BTAI.
BTAI, big volume this morning, trading almost 16 million shares here, and it definitely looks like it. Again, another one that's in play, not one that I'm typically putting a lot of attention to. Mike, any news that would make me more
nothing up on this one either. So the first few ones recently, because I've been watching the gappers this morning. Those first ones that you're going over just recently popped up on there. So
okay. Well,
some of our better movers, I think, are Day and Wolf. If we take a look at Day and Wolf,
let's move to Wolf because it is next on the gappers list, anyways, and it is actually moving up quite nicely here this morning. I see that it's got about 14, almost 15 million shares traded. So this Wolf, you can see on the daily here how it's been on our list for the last couple of days. Last week, of course, and then leading into this week. So I have not really paid that much attention to it to trade, but what do we got on it, Mike?
Yeah, so Google actually boosted its backstop of this company to $3.2 billion. So it's taken about a 14% stake in it. They're also offering a new $400 million private offering, and this is to pay for data expansion. So some positive news in it. People are looking for this company to survive and do well, and they're expanding. So this is definitely one that can be there for you today as a possible mover.
All right, I'm going to add it here to my secondary. We'll see if it stays there, but might be one worth watching. All right, let's go back and take a look at the gappers here. We have a few other things that are running. Is that Freudian?
Run.
Run is running? Did I mean that?
Run is running.
Dad joke with unintended. All right, what's happening with Run?
So Run is got an upgrade. It also had a big run up on Friday as it's a solar company, I believe, and the administration credits, like hits to the credit that you would get, were less than expected. So basically, saying the administration was didn't take away as much credit as I think investors were anticipating. So it was able to kind of recover some of that. So
Okay. Sunrun is not trading a lot of volume here this morning, a little under 1 million shares, so
yeah.
that doesn't quite make it as interesting as some of the others. Had a big day on Friday, though. I can see here how it moved up quite heavily. So, maybe worth watching. But when did this happen? Mid-afternoon. I don't know. I
Yeah,
don't know about moving.
that's where the news kind of came out last Friday about the credits, and this is kind of a second day play on it. So
Okay.
be careful. Even the last about half an hour, you can kind of look at that 1 minute chart and see how it's kind of looking like block trades almost.
Hmm. Yeah, I see that. Yeah,
Very blocky, not good price
not my
movement.
not my favorite style of trading. Okay. All right. Well, here's another familiar one that we've seen in the past on our gappers list with Novo Nordisk, NVO. So it's been on and off our list over forever, it feels like. Anything new happening there this morning, Mike?
It actually got a drug approval for their weight loss drug. I don't know what FDA MASH approval is. You know what MASH is? Whenever I hear MASH,
MASH.
I think of the 1970s sitcom,
Yeah.
right?
I think
That's what
that's
I
what they're
think of
talking about.
when I see MASH, but it says MASH approval. So, and it's a Danish company as well. So they're looking, hopefully to get back into things. It's another shot drug that's going on. I don't know what FDA MASH approval is though. We could ask. Let's ask. What does our famous ChatGPT say about what FDA MASH approval is?
Uh, yeah, I'll let you look
FDA
that up.
MASH.
I have no
Yeah.
idea.
Let's see what
Uh,
ChatGPT says.
Go-
Nothing.
Nothing. All right. Well,
It's doing a long search of the web. So, but I would say uh, you got your biomedical trading stock again, and it better than some of the lower priced ones. Possibly has some movement in there. We'll see. Maybe a secondary.
maybe. All right. Well, that's. I, I don't know about Novo
Yeah.
Nordisk. It's not one of my favorite stocks to trade. I've tried to watch it numerous times,
Metabolic dysfunction.
and it's got because it trades on the New York Stock Exchange too. You got to remember that. One that has been actually trading better than you would think, at least better than I would think, was United Health. I see UNH on the Gap up list now. United Health, if we go to the daily here, has had a sort of a rough few days. It's been making a comeback though. And that, of course, was on Friday with the news that Buffett had taken a
Yeah.
significant stake of about 1.6 billion, if I remember correctly. Today, it looks like it's probably just continuing that momentum. Anything new, or is that really what's going on here?
That's what's carrying it. I mean, when you got the Buffett effect, people are going to start gravitating towards it. So I think it's just a play off of that news that was there on Friday. Nothing major's coming out other than a couple of these weight loss drugs, really, that don't really doesn't have any major impact on United Health.
Right. Right. Okay. Well, then, again, if you guys like it, it's one that you might want to watch. Frankly, for my point of view, I am not going to spend any time on it. If it jumps up onto our scanners, then maybe I will take a look at it. But other than that, I'm just going to bypass it. One that's rising up the list here that we have also seen in the past is Tonic Pharmaceutical. I think this was last week that we saw this TNXP. Fairly low volume so far this morning, and I notice it's on hard to borrow status. So under 600,000 shares, but it's been moving higher in the last couple of minutes, anyways.
Yeah, it just got a drug. FDA approves tonics Tonmya to treat fibromyalgia. Myalgia. Man, why do I gotta say all these big names today?
It's Monday. That's
Fibromyalgia.
normally what I have to do. Fibromyalgia.
Peter's like, yes, I don't have to do it.
Yeah.
So there you go. I just typed it into the chat for y'all. That's what it got approved treat. So like awesome. Another drug. Mondays are the bio firms. Like all weekend does the FDA work and just like process what they're going to release on Monday morning for us.
Right. Yes,
So
indeed. All right. So, again, not one that I'm going to be watching.
yeah.
The volume has to really pick up if it's going to interest me. So, I'll probably move on from that. I see that we got a question here in the chat room. And it might be good to go over this. JDNS15 is asking, what are the parameters on the Gappers watch list? So this is, you can custom set this. This comes from tradingterminal.com, and if you subscribe there, you can get access to this and a whole bunch of other scanners. Our specific settings that give me this list basically say it has to gap more than 2% from the close of the previous day. On the morning, it has to trade more than a couple 100,000 shares. It has to have an average move of more than $1. We do those settings to try and eliminate, because there's a lot of low floats that'll show up every morning. We don't want those. We just want the ones that are, sort of more active stocks that are going to trade. What else? There's a couple of other settings in there, but that's basically it. More than 2% has to have traded more than 200,000 shares this morning. Has to have an ATR, which is the average true range, of more than $1. It has to have a price of over $5. That's another important one, because again, you get a lot of these penny stocks that meet the other criteria that you really don't want to be looking at, right? A 10-cent stock that's moved to 80 cents, not really that interesting, at least not for us, not the type of thing that we want to look at. All right. Hopefully that helps. If you want, you can email me, by the way, and I'll give you the full settings. I can easily pull them off of Trading Terminal when I'm not trying to manage everything else. So, Peter at BearableTraders.com. Send it to me. I'll happily send you the settings that I've got set up for it. All right, Mike, how about you? Anything that's gapping higher this morning that you want to be taking a look at?
Nothing that's really gapping higher that I want to look at. One of the things, Peter, I look for the scanners and I kind of wait for, but one thing I do look for is stocks that kind of gapped up on significant news. And right now, this morning, it's pretty much biotech news and just news from Friday with continuation stocks. So nothing really exciting for me on the gap up.
Right. Okay. Well, I noticed that Microsoft and Google are gapping up this morning. So I was just taking a look at those. They are not really doing much, not trading much volume. In fact, pretty low volume. Only 100,000 shares of Microsoft and 200,000 on Google, which is quite low this morning. I actually sort of like where Google sits on the daily chart, as you can see up here, but that's not enough to convince me to trade it. I think we're actually an all-time. We're not quite at the all-time high, as that was set back in February, but we're close. So that's interesting, but not interesting enough for me to put it on a primary list. And,
it's interesting you're bringing up Google, Peter. I am definitely going to watch Google around the 204, not because it's gapping up, but just because 204 has been a very significant level. It's been a level of resistance. On Friday, it finally broke through it. It kind of pushed up, but then going into the close, it came back down to the 204 level. So I'm very interested to see what we're going to do at the open. Are we going to continue through 204, or are we going to sell off from 204? And really, there's no way to tell what's going to happen until the market opens and we kind of compare what the volume's doing and what the price action's doing.
Yeah, as you point out, Mike, that is an interesting level. I just put a box around it. You guys can see here. Look at how many days, right, that we sort of used 204 as resistance at the top side, and then as we broke through, now it looks like it's support, and this happens quite often. So I agree with you. It makes it an interesting
So,
area for Google. So yeah,
so
we'll see what happens. Okay, so let's move to the gap down here, and if we look at the gap down list, it's surprisingly light actually, being that most of the market is gapping down. Both market indices, the SPYs and the Qs, are down marginally here this morning, and most of the Magnificent Seven, other than the Google and Microsoft I already mentioned, are
yeah.
gapping down. So let's take a look at what we've got at the top of the list, starting with BMNR, which we have certainly seen many times in the past, our bit mine or byte mine, as Carlos would like to call it.
Yep. So again, big holdings in the crypto realm and the Bitcoin and ETH. Uh, man, what can I say?
Ether?
Ethereum, Ether,
Say
Ether. Yeah, there you
say
go.
Ether.
And that's trading down today. So naturally, the when you invest heavily in it, your stock's going to kind of go with it. So I've also noticed they aren't on there right now, but earlier today, Mora Coin, pretty much all the Bitcoin cryptocurrency stocks were on the gap down list, and they've been popping on and off all day. So
Yeah, I noticed that Bitcoin prices were down over the weekend. Not hugely. I think it was $115,000 for a Bitcoin this morning, but that's certainly
yeah.
down from the 120, 122 that it was at the highs last week. So, yeah, a little bit of a decline on that. Soundhound was the next thing on our gap down list. It's down about 2.6% with just over a million shares traded. It normally looks pretty bad pre-market, but can trade well during the market hours. We have seen some interesting movement on. If you look at the daily, you can certainly see over the last 2 weeks it's had some movement, both up and then down on Friday. Any news on this, or is this just continuation activity?
Just continuation. I think that's why we're seeing the pre-market and like the 1 minute it just looks kind of blocky.
Right.
I call it blocky, right? Like
Okay. Yeah.
where you get those levels and just it looks almost like algos, but not.
Yeah. I call it barcoding. Call it what you
Yeah.
want, right? When you see this, when you see like candles that are all within a penny, to me that's always a warning sign, because as a retail trader, you can't trade within a penny. Computers can, and I don't want to be trading against computers. Now, you're always trading against the automated bots and the high power computers out there on any stock. But you need that and a combination of retail, which gives you your sort of good solid movement. If you just see candles like this, it's computer versus computer, and you do not want to be in the middle of that. So I agree with you, Mike. Soundhound not looking that great this morning.
Yeah.
One that we've seen in the past that's on our gappers list here is CleanSpark, CLSK. It's not looking better pre-market, that's for sure. Better volume, 500,000 shares here, but it looks very spotty here. What does the daily look like? Well, it's been on a downturn.
Yeah,
CleanSpark.
little downturn. Really, all that's on there is that it's this that it dipped about 8% since its earnings, even though the quarter 3 earnings had growth in it. So one of those stocks, right? You didn't meet the expectations of what the analysts wanted, but you
Right.
still had a good, strong earnings report. Again, look at the 1 minute. I mean, we're trading within half a penny on this one.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, it doesn't look good at all. So we'll just move on from
not
that.
going to be on to mine.
No. The last one that I had on our list, although things are popping on and off as I can see right now, but the last one I was going to look at here was SBET, and because it's been on our list numerous times over the last little while, and I noticed it's got pretty decent pre-market action. At least it's got 1.7 million shares traded. It is on short sale restriction, which means that you can short it, but you have to short it on an uptick. So a little bit restrictive on the way you can short it, but that's usually you can still find your shares and get in short if you want to. Um, I assume that this is
Yep.
just a continuation of all this activity that it's had. If you look at the daily, by the way, it looks very flat, right? Because of this big action that we had back in June. But, this is multiple dollars if you sort of zoom in on it. So it hasn't been all that bad in its price action. Anything new going on with it?
No, it's just heavily invested in the Bitcoin cryptocurrency market. So again, crypto's down, this comes
Yeah.
down with it.
Right. Well, that makes sense, and we're starting to see some more of the crypto offerings jump onto the gappers here.
Yeah.
As you can see, Mara's on the list,
Yep.
and
There's
I've
Mara.
seen I've seen a few others come on and off. So, that's going to happen. So I don't really love any one of those. I'm not going to be watching them. So my list is pretty light this morning, which means I've got to take a look at the sort of the usual, right? The regular candidates, and for me that is Tesla. I always like Tesla. Tesla's usually good to me on any given day, and I don't have any particular expectation that Tesla's going to be doing something special today, but I'm going to keep an eye on it. The other ones that I like are Nvidia and
Yep.
AMD. Again, not especially active today, but they're always good for some price action. Even though Nvidia, if you look at the daily, it looks like it has been up in this fairly flat range, right? Hovering around that $180 price for the last little while. But we got to keep in mind that these are all-time high territory here. And if this thing broke out to the top, it could be very exciting. If it breaks down, that could also be interesting because, the longer it stays here, the more people you've got that are going to get stuck or be in this space. So I still, will keep an eye on Nvidia. AMD has had a little more movement. In fact, it's almost been a better mover over the last couple of days uh, than has Nvidia. But as you can see, a lot of that to the downside, especially over the latter half of last week. But I do like AMD. So those are definitely making my list. Mike, how about you? Anything special that you're keeping an
Um,
eye on?
Yeah, so we already talked about Google and that 204 level. You brought up NVIDIA. I'm there with you on NVIDIA. If you could bring up a 30-minute chart, you can actually see the 179 level very nicely from Friday. It's the level that it sold off, and it kind of pierced down below
Oh yeah.
that range level. And then it was able to kind of recover. So it was kind of pierced down and got back up. So we're at the low of the range. As we're opening near the previous day close, it looks like we're moving up to that. I will be interested to see, do we go down to 179, find that buyer and then push higher? Or do we go down to that 179 and that buyer's all gone? And we sell off from it. So I have that level set as an alert on NVIDIA. That is the other one that I'm going to keep an eye on today.
This is a great chart to show you guys how important these levels that we talk about are. We sort of do levels later where I just set targets. Mike was talking about this on Friday in the chat room, and he's absolutely right. Look at how many days we came right into this 179 range. So I put a big box around it so you can sort of see look how many times it used that as support, right? Starting back here on the 7th of August, and then, again on the 11th, and then on the 12th, and the 13th, and the 14th. Like so many times it just hit the top end of that range. And then Friday we came down and really hung out and sort of set sort of a new bottom range, but it matched perfectly with where we started here on the 7th. And it sort of shows, right, that those areas are where buying and selling happens between deep pocketed individuals. And Mike says if we can push up higher, that would be a good sign. If we break below that sort of bottom end range that we were setting on Friday, yeah, this could fall quite a bit as people sort of abandon those positions and look for a new area of support. So, then we can go back into the chart and look at others. So, yeah, it's interesting space. We'll see what Nvidia chooses to do today. So that could be of interest. Um, what else? This is where you guys can jump in and participate. I see
Yeah.
that somebody in the chat room is mentioning APLD. APLD actually looks interesting this morning. I see it's been up over the last few days. Not one that I've been keeping an eye on. We've got about 700,000 shares traded here this morning as it's gapping up. Only about 50 cents from the close, but it looks good if you look at a 1 minute chart. It's been moving here fairly consistently since probably about 8 o'clock, even more so since 8:30. I don't know. Is there news on this? Why is this thing moving?
Uh, the only news that we got on it right now is they're breaking ground on a $3 billion campus to expand their AI infrastructure. So
Okay.
could could be a positive for them. Investors do like when companies are investing in the AI spectrum, so we can anticipate, or not anticipate, wrong word for it, but we can expect that that's probably what's driving it.
There you go. All right. Well, good. The power of community helped point that one out. So thank you very much for mentioning that in the chat room, Def. And I think I'll put it on the list here as a secondary. We'll just keep an eye on this and see what it does. How about anyone else? What are you guys watching? Anything you want us to take a look at?
Out on YouTube, Mandy has PLTR. That's one that we tend to have a good eye on.
Yeah.
So.
Not doing too much special this morning. I mean, it usually gets decent volume, 1.4 million shares. It's down about 1.5%. It's looks okay. It's okay.
And no major news on it today, but it does have some volume that's going through it. It is almost gapping down 2%, so could possibly be there.
Yeah.
Looking at the daily, it might still have a little bit more room to go down. It did have a gap up.
Yeah.
I think on its earnings, 169 levels, probably that level that on the downside that you could find on it.
Yeah, that's what I was going to mention. Look at this gap here that we've got, and it's not close to hitting that yet. But yeah, if it breaks below the 170 mark, that could be an interesting gap fill to the downside if we get in there. I see that Moscow Mule's mentioning hymns. Let's see what hymns is up to. Hymns, just had a drop. Look at the 1 minute chart here. Had a drop a couple of minutes ago, right at the 9 o'clock mark. Yeah, I mean it's looks okay. Hymns on the daily has really been, it lost all of the gains that it made back in the end of July. August has not been a good month for it so far as it moves back down to this consolidation area. It looks like it's set in June. So, yeah, it's a possibility. Not. I think I'll wait to see if other members mention it. What else have we got?
Got him.
Mehdi Ahmadi is mentioning a CRM, not one that I've looked at here. Salesforce. What's Salesforce doing? A little bit of a bounce here this morning. Pre-market volume looks horrible in this. Less than 100,000 shares. So, yeah, that definitely doesn't look in play. I mean, this is a NYSE stock. So when I make that distinction, by the way, for anybody new, because we get a lot of new people to join on Mondays, NYSE stocks, so New York Stock Exchange traded stocks tend to trade just a little bit different than NASDAQ stocks. Now, New York Stock Exchange stocks get lower volume pre-market, and when the opening bell rings at 9:30, you've got to wait for that volume to come in before you can really figure out what it's going to do and what direction it's going to pick. So be careful with these. As you can see, CRM not doing much. Doesn't mean that it won't be very active once that opening bell rings, but at the moment, I don't have much of an indication that it's necessarily going to be in play. So I'll probably be avoiding that. As we were going through this, one thing that I've noticed that is gapping higher here is pretty much all of the Chinese stocks seem to be gapping up just a little bit this morning. I didn't see any news out of China that I'm aware of. So,
yeah, I didn't. Really, I think one of the Chinese or the China news that's going on is that China and India are kind of being pushed together once foes, or kind of come together on some sales deals because of the tariffs that are being imposed on India. They're looking for outlets to that, and they're turning to China. So can see maybe an unintended consequence of the tariff, pushing people that are typically opposed to one another to create some business relationships. So
be more economic partners. Yeah, that's certainly we're seeing that happening in certain environments in certain countries. But yeah, that could be. Again, the Chinese stocks they don't trade as well as they used to here on the U.S. market. So, but I just noticed they were gapping up. They're not making my list. I'm not going to put them on there. So. All right, so I think that's it. We've got a pretty good list here, as you can see. We've got a number of things to take a look at. Maybe this is where then we can start to take a look at what's happening in our community. Mike, I'm going to lean on you if you can perhaps take a look at the webinars that we have and activity that we have happening here on this Monday.
wow, is that clear for everybody, or is that just me that it's like super? Oh, I guess it's just on the thing I have. Yeah, I got it clear, Peter. I got it clear. So today at noon, we have Nathan, who's going to be going with our trading book map. What he does is in the webinar room for our elite members, you can go inside there and ask questions about how to use Bookmap, not just necessarily the technology, but how to utilize it to make trading opportunities come alive for you. How you can use it to take longs or short based upon the order liquidity that's there. So that is Nathan. And then this evening, as you can tell, Carlos is not here, so he will not be doing the onboarding. But just because somebody's not around doesn't mean that we don't do it. So myself and one of our other members, Dwayne, will be handling the onboarding session this evening at 8 p.m. Eastern. And this for anybody that's new to the community. We want to walk you through, welcome you aboard, help you out. It's a place to answer your questions and everything that you would like to do or like to know about the community.
Great. That's awesome. Thanks, Mike. Maybe let them know if they wanted to become a member.
Yeah, and if you would like to become a member, we have our Elite Annual, and I do believe we have a summer special going on right now where you can get the 1 year full access for 50% off if you use the code SUMMER50. I'm telling you, I've been a part of this community for a long time, and the amount of value you get for that, I just believe Andrew underprices it. The guy loves you all to be a part of the community, but it is worth way more than what you charge. So this is a value. Take advantage of it. If you haven't already, and come and check us out. And if you're new and you're not sure, try the intro package for us, right? Come in, attend the onboarding, see how Dwayne and myself are tonight, ask your questions, join the chat room for a week, see all these wonderful people that we have in the chat room, like Dan F., General Jim, Norma, Art, and the people that are here every day to help you out.
Great suggestion. Great recommendation. All right, everybody. We have got.
Well, Peter didn't bring it up, but because I like to promote this, we also have our P Capital Trading Bootcamp that's starting in 2 weeks. So if you are interested in taking your trading to the next level, if you're a new trader and you want to get the tools, if you're an experienced trader that wants to start increasing their risk, if you are just a trader that wants to become better than what you are currently, take a look at our trading bootcamp. This is where we do mentorship and live mentorship in a group setting. We trade live with you all every day, much different than what you see here on YouTube or in the chat room. This is where we're talking to you about what setups we see, how do we employ our trade books, what we're looking for, and we're analyzing it in live time with you and telling you what we like about it and what we don't like about it. So it's taking that science of trading and showing you how we make it an art of trading. So you can do that by going to our website, signing up. We start September 2nd, so here in about 2 weeks.
Wow, September's only 2 weeks away. Wow,
Yeah, I know. It's crazy,
that's
isn't it?
coming. All right. Okay, guys, that's what we've got for you today. We've got lots of things to set up. Moderators, time to get your lists in. And as they're doing that, I'm going to look at setting some levels on the things that we've identified on our list here. Starting with, starting with some of the basics. I already have a number of levels set. You can see on some of these, right? Like Tesla, for example. You can see these purple lines are the ones I'm going to be focusing on because that's what I tend to watch. Tesla is currently trading at about $328. I know that there's levels up above at 332 that I want to keep an eye on, 345 and 360. Now we're very unlikely to get up to $360 today, but you never know. I mean, hey, stranger things have happened, so it's quite possible. To the downside, let me look at the 60-minute chart. See, we haven't really been much lower in this, other than let's see, on Friday we did spike to a low around 327. So I've already got that low marked here, so I'll keep an eye on that. And then I can see a level that was support at one point. Ooh, wrong color line. Let's put a purple line there. Around 322.50. So I will keep an eye on that for Tesla. For Nvidia, well, we already highlighted that range that Mike pointed out, right? So that range is going to be on my chart. I'm going to keep an eye on this again. This 179, 179.60 down to just below 179, where we sort of set that area of support, what used to be resistance and is now support for the last couple of weeks, is definitely something to keep an eye on. So that I think will be important. And then to the top side, well, look, if we break out to the top side, who knows? 182 is a whole dollar number, is definitely an area that I'm going to watch. Probably a little bit higher here at 182.10. I'll keep an eye on that for Nvidia. AMD is another one of my favorites that I love to watch here. Let's look at a daily here in AMD. AMD's up in a range that I don't really see particular areas of support until I go into a 60-minute chart. When I look at that, I can certainly see that there's been some ranges in here that it likes. I don't really know what to set, as a level, to be quite honest here, because to the downside, I really think that we've got some open space until we maybe get down to about 172. Other than that, I don't really like anything in particular. We'll have to see what happens. To the top side, well, we've got a lot of resistant points on the highs of the previous couple of days. I mean, it'd be great, I think, if AMD can get back up over 180. If it does, then I would certainly just look at that whole dollar number as an area to provide support. PLTR is another one that people have mentioned. We'll take a look at that here. PLTR on a daily chart. I mean, this gap area that we mentioned is definitely something to keep an eye on. So I'm going to mark the 171.13 because that's, to me, the top of the gap that you need to start, sort of the warning track. If we do gap down, well, look, we've got a $10 range. This could move all the way down to 161. In between, there's a lot of nothing, right? So it could fall fast if it hits that area. Now, not saying that it will, but if it does, I want to be ready for it. To the top side, we've got the highs of the previous 2 days, which you can see marked in my chart here with these dashed red lines. That shows me where those two highs are, and certainly I'll keep an eye on those at around 180 and 185. So that's got me ready for PLTR should it move. Wolf was another one that was on our list. You see, moving up here over the last couple of days. We got to go back on the daily. In fact, let's expand to a weekly and see, is this all-time highs, or have we been up here before? Oh yeah, we've definitely been higher.
We've
Look at this
been up
back.
there before.
Yeah, back when it IPO'd, it looks like back 21, 22 it was in this area, but it hasn't been there since. So really not a lot of levels to set, but $10, obviously the whole dollar number is a thing to take a look at and to watch. Yesterday's or Friday's high at roughly $9.20 is something to keep an eye on if we move back down. That hopefully should provide some support because it was certainly resistance on Friday. So that'll be a place to watch on Wolf. Run was another one that we had here that I said I might potentially keep an eye on. Let I just click on this bad boy and put run up here. Run from a levels, well, we're up above most of the recent price action, which is good for run because it certainly spent a lot of time much higher here in the chart. If we can get up to the full, the $15 full dollar area, right? That's something to watch. We're not far now, only about 20 cents away. We'll see if we can get past that. Once we're past that, I like this rough area here around 1580. It might provide some resistance to the top side that it struggled to push through. Last but not least on this list was APLD that somebody in our chat room mentioned. And it doesn't look bad. Again, we're in a relatively tight range here where the highs and lows of the previous 2 days are going to bracket the current price action. I'll just keep an eye on those, which are actively on my chart. Again, whole dollars are things to watch because, as we can see, the high of 2 days ago was $15 exactly. So we know that will and has provided resistance. It could potentially provide it again. And at the downside, well, the low of 2 days ago is one that I would watch just below the $14 mark. So APLT doesn't have a huge range, but based on how it's moving this morning, we could very well break through some of those areas. So we'll see what happens. For you guys, what are you watching? In fact, Mike, maybe if you could share with us what the moderators are watching. I don't really have... I'm going to have to figure out how to set up a screen so that we can share that with you. Maybe you can just tell us what our moderators are watching in the chat room.
Oh, yeah, because I didn't do that. We'll get that for tomorrow. I'll make sure I have that up on the screen that I have for you, Peter.
Okay.
I'll make sure you got a second one for it. So we'll start with Nathan, who's going to be watching the futures Mag 7 with an eye particularly on AMD. Jared's going to be watching AMD NNE, which we didn't. Peter, maybe you can take a look at that one, see if there's anything interesting. Jared always has some outliers out there that he likes to take a look at. APLD, BMNR are his secondary. So NNE, NN, November, Echo.
Nanonuclear. Oh, I remember these guys.
Nuclear. Hey, Jared, maybe I'll have to talk to you about another nuclear stock. I like nuclear stuff. So that's what Jared's taking a look at. Thor is watching Apple PLTR. He's watching the micros on ES and NQ as well. I'll be watching Google at 204, NVIDIA at 179 plus the scanners. Brendan, PLTR, AMD, NVIDIA, Tesla, Megan, MSTR, and PLTR. Gary L. Will be watching Tesla, Hood, PLTR, MSTR. Amen looking for potential longs on A-Firm and NEM. Phil will be watching MSTR, AMD, NVIDIA, Tesla, and Brian getting in here with NVIDIA, Tesla, Roblox, CRWV, and the SPY and Qs.
There we go. All right, there's some of what our moderators are watching this morning. So, what's going to be happening? We're going to go live trading in the chat room as we usually do in a few minutes. Not quite yet, but we've got Brian and I think it's still Andrew. Brian and Andrew be trading live today.
Yeah, I think so.
And Mike, are you sticking around with me to trade live in the markets here?
I'll hang out with you.
Okay.
But I'm going to have to go get another cup of coffee, though. So.
Oh, what mug are you sporting today? By the way, for those of you that don't know, Mike has got mugs from around the world here from Starbucks. So today it's Monaco, it looks like.
Yep, Monaco today. So we'll see what we have tomorrow. Whether we go with a U.S. state or whether we go with another country from Europe that I traveled to. So maybe I'll find the France Cup, Peter. You were there when I bought the France Cup.
I was. In fact, you also bought one in Spain somewhere, right? And
Spain. San Cristobal or San Sebastian.
San Sebastian, yeah. So
is where we found that one. So,
anyways, all right. Yeah. Okay, guys. Well, look, there's some interesting stuff to trade this morning. Not a blockbuster day. Like, we don't have a huge amount of stuff But I like some of the usuals, right? Like these days actually set up well for me. Not at the open. I don't get a lot of trades right at the open, and today's not one of those where I've got things where I say, oh, absolutely, right? I've got to watch this because it's going to sort of just be awesome at the open. But I can sort of flip through things, and usually it's a little bit later. About an hour after the open is when my sort of prime time trading takes off. And these days I sort of look forward to that because that's when we can get some good reversal moves and really give me some opportunities. But you never know. I'm trying to be more active at the open. Last week, pretty much every day but Friday, I think I had a first initial trade. Often they didn't last very long, and I sort of jumped out early because I'm a little bit of a wimp when it comes to trading the open. Let's face it. So we'll see what happens, but. Anyways, all right. Now I've got to figure out how to transition us just over to YouTube and out of the chat room. I see Brian; he's ready to go. So
Ready?
the red light is a burning, and he's looking as dapper as ever. So
Yeah, there we go. Ah, he's got. Oh, what is
he's
that?
got his own mug. I don't know how to share that
Those are like
for all of you on
whales. And
YouTube. See if we can.
that is. It's like penguins.
Yeah, I
Do
think
you have to send Brian and Andrew the links, Peter, or do they
Yeah.
already have them?
maybe it's good that I couldn't share that picture because I think that's his penguins having sex mug. So.
Oh man,
It's nature in action.
nature in action. So
All right,
I see
we'll leave him
Andrew's
to the chat
sharing
room.
his screen. So
Yeah, we'll leave him to the chat room.
alrighty.
Guys. All right, guys. We are exclusively with you on YouTube, so I'm going to be paying closer attention now here to what we got going on, and let's hope that we
Alrighty,
can.
let me reset this. What do we got? 5 minutes. I'll be right back here because I definitely need a cup of mug.
All right, Mike's going to go get his. He's going to go get his coffee refilled. I'm naturally caffeinated, just dealing with water, and I'm so glad that I'm feeling much better because yesterday I did not feel good at all, and I was not trading. I was not doing anything. And I was thinking, oh my God, today, am I going to be in the mental state and in a physical state to be able to trade effectively? And you got to assess that, right? Like, you can't just jump in the markets no matter how you're feeling. That's usually a recipe for disaster. Most of us have learned the hard way, right? If you're not feeling good, you're better just to stay out of the markets because oftentimes we'll force it and you'll just trade poorly. You make bad decisions and you do not, you just end up giving money away. And that's, you're better off to stay out of the market than to give the market your money. So I'm going to be watching Tesla at the open because Tesla's usually good for some potential moves right at the open, as is Nvidia. So we'll see what either one of those are doing. Both are both red. Nvidia's definitely red. Yes, and Tesla's red as well. So maybe they can go green. Nvidia's not red by that much. In fact, it's only down by about 16, 17 cents right now. So we'll see what Nvidia has in store for us as we get closer to this open. I think the stuff that you guys are watching will also help fill in the blanks. So you let me know where you've got some good opportunity and where you see things moving. I can use your help always. Where is my? There it is. All right. NVO, you still like NVO, eh? Uh-oh. I feel a sneeze coming. One sec. Oh my goodness. Excuse me. Whew, I'm back. NVO. Yeah, I don't know about this. It's it's moving. It's actually moving fairly nicely, and picking up steam ever since 9 a.m. Look at the volume spike that came in at 9 a.m. and it's held a little bit of that volume. So it looks better than it did. I think it's because it's trades on the New York Stock Exchange. I'm a little skeptical of it and how well it's going to move. So we'll see. Bill Sealy 4? Am I saying that right? Bill Sealy. Anyways, whatever. If you get a trade on it or you're starting to see opportunity, let me know. I'm not. Are you watching any particular pattern? You're waiting for something unique to happen? Matthew, I don't want to stop a sneeze. No, I usually like to let them go, but I didn't want to sneeze at you. So, if you put your finger on your upper lip, I have hurt things trying to stop sneezes in the past. I really have. So I try not to. Maybe that's just being old. You know, it's like when you get old, you could pull your back trying to stop a sneeze or something. You know, I don't need that. Just let it happen. You're just buying the news. All right. Well, nothing wrong with that. Got to remind myself what the news is here in Novo Nordisk. Going on. They're going to offer Ozempic for $4.99 a month. Ah, interesting. That's a big collaboration. I actually sort of like this news now that I'm looking at it in more depth here. This is not bad. Yeah. MASH. All right, see, this is the MASH that Mike was talking about. I think the bigger they got drug approval for this another drug, but I think the big news is the deal that they've struck. Why can't I talk? On Ozempic, right, to make it more accessible. So that could be interesting. I think you're right. This might actually be interesting. I'm gonna
Yeah,
join the watch list
NVO.
at the open. Yeah, NVO.
Hey, Peter. Welcome back. Hello.
Hey,
I'm back. I got
he's
coffee.
back.
I even got the
He's coming back.
France cup.
Where's
I
he
haven't
back?
pulled the France.
Oh,
I'm back.
wait a
Some
second.
more. So
Here
I
he
got
is.
the France cup, Peter.
Okay.
Right here.
Actually, even
I figure.
there you go.
France.
That's
There we are.
that's each mug is it's that unique, eh? They've got
Yeah, they put all so they do a design on them, right? And they highlight all the big iconic things. The thing I found interesting though, like Paris or the France mug doesn't have the Eiffel Tower anywhere, but it has wine and cheese.
well, maybe they're trying to avoid that stereotype. So,
Yeah, maybe that's what it is.
all
Ooh,
right.
Nvidia with a nice little pop above the previous day close in the pre-market. So yeah, let's see. Getting here close, couple minutes. I'm definitely keeping an eye on Google and Nvidia.
Let's you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna pull my clock in for you guys. Let's see here. Put this up here. Keep an eye on the time.
I like Nvidia's pre-market better than I like Google's, but Google at that 204 level, I really want to know what it's gonna do.
Yeah, Google doesn't usually have a good pre-market. Nvidia is a lot better, and I'll give people credit. They were pointing out this NVO, and again, it looks a lot better now since 9 a.m. when
Yeah.
the volume started to come in. So we'll see what happens. There's my alarm, meaning that we've got 1 minute to go to the market open. So we'll pay attention here to that as we get
I wonder
ready.
what bookmap looks like on.
And I have figured out your screen here, Mike. So if you ever wanted to show
Okay.
something on your screen, I can pop it up.
All right. I'll already know which one it is. We'll leave it on bookmap for now.
We'll just test it here. There you go. So we can see Mike's bookmap screen. So see what's going on there.
See if it comes. Oh yeah, there we go.
There it is.
Where is? Oh yeah.
All right. Let's watch. I'm gonna watch NVO and Nvidia. I think at the open here. Those are my top two. We'll see what happens. NVO might be good if we can get a fallen angel on this. Here's the opening bell.
Here we go.
A little bit of a pullback and then maybe a move higher. Might give us a trade opportunity. Let's see what it does.
The video is running right off the open.
As it likes to do. NVO hasn't done anything. Oh, there's a drop.
Orders. Google.
Didn't quite
Just
hit
sitting
the
here.
didn't quite hit the VWAP for me, which is unfortunate. It'd be nice if that drop down on NVO had gone a little bit lower. Might have given me a good entry opportunity, but it didn't quite. See there's
Test
the drop and pop that I was talking about. Did anybody jump in on NVO? I was too wimpy. I could have taken it long.
Tesla's pushing up nicely to 333.
Tesla's got to move higher here on the open. Go back to this NVO. It's very active here on the open. Boy, I should have, could have, should have, would have, Mike. I should have taken this. I had an entry around 54.40 ish, 54.30, 40. I just
Yeah.
didn't take it. So just sitting here watching.
Nvidia is getting up to that 182 level, so back up to that near that top of the range that we were identifying. So
Zoom out here. All right, here's that high level we were talking about, guys. So keep an eye on that.
Tesla pulling back, coin pulling back, Nvidia as well.
Looks like Andrew's taking a crack at PLTR. He's looking to see if he can get an opportunity for that to push higher. But
Ooh, I forgot to move these back to. It's all right. I got that. AMD's pulling back. Nvidia pushing. Nvidia's strong. It's got some orders at 182, 183. So if we get the right volume movement up into this 182 level, might be interesting. There's a lot of orders at 182.
APLD has been moving as you.
Wow,
So.
cleared those orders with ease on the video. So you put on the video, you put 180, 182.11, right, Peter?
I did.
Yep. So we're at 182.12 and a half a cent. Where it kind of pushed through that 182 level and then came back off.
It's an R4 level I can see on my chart here as well. So it looks like, it's good to know that we sort of set the level at the right place. And at least it paused temporarily. We'll see if it pushes through or if it provides longer resistance on it.
This is definitely a level. So I got 182.24 marked on the video as kind of one of the big sellers. And you can see we're pushing right up into it. This is that higher range that I wanted to kind of watch, see what we do up here.
And NVO that we were looking at didn't stay up there for very long. Look, it dropped right back down. So far it's prescribing a relatively tight range here. I was hoping that it would jump, pop, and continue, but didn't happen on NVO. So go back to watching NVIDIA here. Oh, it popped up through it.
Pixel, is that better? Brian, is that better? Peter normally, I think Carlos normally handles the game, but I turn my volume down a little bit.
Yeah, you
Let's
got
see.
some a weird echo that I hear that comes in every once in a while, but then it disappears.
Hmm.
So,
Yeah, better, Brian. There you go.
oh,
It
okay.
it's so interesting. So the mic in the chat room, it's always super quiet, but then you come over here through the program here, and it's super loud. So
Yeah. And thanks for mentioning that, Brian. Yeah, guys, don't be afraid to mention. I can sort of turn his mic down. I didn't realize. Sounding okay.
we're off this 182.24.
Oh yeah.
See if we can find some, see if this level around this 182 provides support. I kind of want to see what the volume's doing around here. I like the order book on NVIDIA to the long side, so I want to, I'm first looking at this for a long, but we'll see what the volume starts to look like. Oh, Peter. Carlos said mute the
Yeah, I got it.
screen share box. We apologize. It's the first day. We're learning. There's a pullback off NVIDIA that I like, and it pulled back to this R4. Now I want to see if we get some movement back up and how we get movement back up.
Yeah, I'm just watching here. No trades for me so far this morning. I'm not surprised. I really wasn't anticipating having that many, if any, trades because I knew I'd be distracted trying to run the show. But if NVO, there was an opportunity there. It would have been a quick trade. I would have been out very, very quickly, but I did not take it. Those of you that have been watching for a while probably aren't too surprised. I am quite wimpy when it comes to trading the open, but
Peter, you may keep an eye on NVIDIA.
yeah, I see it
It's
here.
definitely around that level we marked at, and for I know you like mountain passes, so
Yeah, it's a little early for that, but yes, it certainly could be setting up. The other one that looks interesting, whoops, is Tesla. I know, oh my goodness, if I can type it. Tesla was, it was getting some support here at the VWAP. I thought if it sort of bounced off of that, that might be a Carlos style trade here, but it's broken through, so I'm not sure that I'm loving that as much now.
one thing I like about this NVIDIA, this pullback had low volume, so decreasing volume, and now we're getting some volume going into the break. I'm actually gonna take it here. We'll see if we can't get a move up to 183 before losing 182 again. So there is some resistance here at 182.50, a big order there. I want to see it get through this. Come on. There we go. We're through 182. Moving up. Let's try to get to this 183. We'll take a. I like the volume. We already got increased volume on this, so on the video. Stay. If we can't get this to kind of go up. Don't like that though. I still like the level 2 on this right now. Let's just find this 182.50 level. Lost that 182.50.
I think I might have muted myself. Can you hear me now?
Oh yeah, I can hear you now, Peter.
Okay. I was trying to make you. You'd come in on a whole bunch of channels, which I think was causing some of the problem with the echo. So I was going around muting everything. I think I muted myself. So
Muted yourself.
now you
We'll
might be
get this
quieter
right.
now that you're not coming in on like 4 different channels. So
All
you
right.
sound quieter to me, anyways.
If I'm too quiet, let me know. I can turn my mic back up. So here
I'll
we
leave it to
go.
our
We're
friends on
pushing
YouTube to tell
again
us.
to this 182.50. If we can't get moving off this and make a new high, there we go. That's what I like to see. Let's get up to that 183. We got up, but then we paused again. That I do not like. I do not like that. NVIDIA, you're just being a little spy's moving down too, which I don't like. So I may get out of this here with the spy doing that big pull down, but NVIDIA's it's holding this 182. Ooh, good thing I didn't.
Yeah, it's holding here, Mike. It's looking okay.
Yeah, but the spy is just dumping. I really don't like how this spy is dumping. Did anybody hear any news or anything come out there? Yeah. It's holding here, but hmm. Now if I'm gonna get out of that, I don't like this spy right now. That's all right. Yeah. So not bad on the video. Peter, are you still there?
Yeah, I'm still
You're
here.
all right.
Sorry, I'm playing with settings. I'm
Peter's playing with settings. Right. Just not, I don't like the double wick, and I didn't like how the volume didn't increase up there. So that's why I kind of got out. Spy's now moving back up, which might make this trade a positive eventually, but I couldn't stay in it anymore. Which, by the looks of it now, it's probably going to hit where my stop loss was anyway. So, yep, that would have stopped me out at my original stop. So, just for everybody on YouTube, because I don't normally trade with y'all. So, my break of high a day strategy that I use is a very scalpy type of strategy. So, I like the trade to go in the direction that I'm looking for right away. And if it doesn't go right away, then I'm willing to get out of the trade early, especially if I don't see things that I like, which allows me to reduce my average loser, which in turn gives me a better risk to reward ratio over the long term. And NVIDIA is a good example of this, right? I had my setup. I got into the trade, had nice rising volume into the break of the high of day, took the trade. And then the next 3, 4 minutes, the market gave me new information saying it's just not ready to pop. Um, I wanted 183 for my first target area, and it just didn't quite give that to me. So on the 942 or 943 candle, when it came back and made kind of a new 1 minute low, I got out of that. And you can see it's still holding 182. I might get back into this if we can see some volume that's going back up. So
A lot of things are making very similar patterns here. I noticed that if I look at NVO, for example, that I was looking at earlier, how it's sort of, you know, is moving in a range. But a lot of the other stuff I see you guys are mentioning too, like APLD, also sort of moving in a range. So not a lot of strong directional movement this morning. The only thing I see that's moving consistently in a direction is that low float we talked about this morning, the PPCB, which is trading 26 million shares so far. And yeah, it's up 217% here. Stock that closed under $3 on Friday is now trading at $9. So,
yeah.
nothing I'm going to trade, but see you guys mentioning, what are you mentioning? Hood here? Possible breakdown, perhaps? Yeah. David Harris, I agree. And looking at your comments here, definitely. Who made the comment earlier? Steve. On the job training? Absolutely. This is live on the job training for me as I figure out how to do all the work that Carlos does on a daily basis.
Yeah.
So, trial by fire.
Trial by fire. That's the best way to learn.
Trial by
I
look.
mean, learning
Here,
by
look.
books
Trial by
is
fire. I
one
have
thing.
this though set up. That's sort of cool. There you go. There's my trial by fire.
NVIDIA is pushing back up, starting to get some volume, but again, I just
Video. Yeah, I'm not seeing anything that I'm
I
eager to jump into. I know that Andrew was trying to trade PLTR a little earlier, and I think he ended up getting stopped out of that because it didn't cooperate. So he just jumped out of that. He's now looking at this Nvidia. He's actually not trading Nvidia. He likes to trade NVDL, and I'm not sure if you guys ever look at that, but it's they have these basically they're like focused ETFs, which is exchange traded fund is what it stands for, and it's really they're just sort of derivative. You can trade it at a cheaper price. They're often leveraged. NVDL I think is 2 times leveraged, which means you can yeah, it's 2 times. So it'll move twice the range for every penny that Nvidia moves, it'll move 2 cents, and it's a lower price. So it can be more effective for your dollars, but it basically does the same thing. I don't tend to trade those. I just like to go for the stock directly.
Tesla's
So
another one here. This NVIDIA is just keeping an eye on it. It it's interesting though, Peter, right? Like we look at the Nvidia and the level we marked at 182.11, 182.24ish, right?
yeah,
We can see how those levels are important from that
yeah.
larger time frame. You can
Wait.
see how it moved, gravitated towards it. Once it got
Mm-hmm.
to it, it's using it as resistance right now.
As a support,
So,
actually, I would say.
or support, sorry.
Yeah, because it's coming,
For,
it's sitting
yeah,
above
we're
it,
above
but
it right now.
yeah. Yeah,
So
absolutely. So, yeah, so and guys, it's a good indication. This is why we do the levels, right? And again, levels are levels. Keep that in mind, right? The price of 182.11, there's no magic to that. It's just in that area you might get some support. And you can see that Nvidia's just bounced off of that a couple of times. It's right back at it now.
yep.
Doesn't mean it's going to stay there forever. I have no idea how many times it's going to use that as support, or if it gets below it, will it then be resistance to the top side? But right now it looks like it is bouncing off of it again for a third time this morning. So, it's sort of just a good idea that where some of these levels that we find might be significant, that sometimes they work, sometimes it just blows right through it, up or down, and
Yeah.
totally ignores it. But it's always reassuring to
And
see, hey, like we get it right sometimes, right?
yeah, sometimes. Maybe not always, but sometimes we
Well,
do.
you
So
can't always, because you just never know. Because you could have a motivated buyer or seller, right, that is going to really push things well through the level, and if they've got deep enough pockets to make it happen, then remember these levels are only as valuable as the individuals who are stuck at that price or want to trade at that price. If someone else comes along with deeper pockets and says, no, I'm looking to push the price somewhere else, then they're likely to win,
got
and
we got
they'll
the
move it.
spy that's selling off right now.
Let's do that. I haven't
Um,
looked at the market indices all morning here. Yeah, pretty
spy
choppy, but
spy's
yeah,
pretty choppy. Nvidia losing that level. I actually got short off that 182.24,
okay.
and we're gonna take a partial here at
Oh,
VWAP.
look at Mike jumping into a trade. All right.
So then I need to go to break even. I'm all flustered because I got things in different places with this show. So I had a very tight stop on this of 182.38. Got in, it looks like my
Right.
break even's
You
182.09. So I
you
took that
sharing this
partial
trade?
at
I
VWAP.
I only see your
Yeah,
book map.
so I can actually pull it over for you. You all can see my stop out and then where I'm currently at right now.
There you go. Gives
So
everybody an
you can
idea of
see
what Mike's
that.
doing.
I had a nice little tight stop. This is where I was gonna stop out if we made a new high above this candle. I had that 120, 182.24 plus the 182.11, so took that there. We'll see if we can't get down. If it comes back up, which it might here, stop me out at break even. That's okay. So, but I like getting 1 to 1 for my first partial, and because I had VWAP here, good support area to take a partial, and then we'll see if we can continue this down. Plus, we had the spy moving down for us as well, so that kind of helped as well for us. And the spy is now back down to the low of day. So,
There you go. Thanks, Mike.
yep,
Yeah, good
absolutely.
trade.
Ah,
Again, sometimes
eh,
these trades don't last long, but if you know what you're
nope.
looking for, you can strategically target these things. And even like, let me go over to Andrew's trade here. Let's see if I can share this. This is our chat room. Andrew sharing his trade here. You can see that he was trading PLTR, and you can see how he tried to get in long here. Got a couple of partials. Tried to add for a break higher, and when it did not, he got out at break even right before the drop. So, hey, even the best traders in the world, it doesn't always work out. But he knew how to manage it, right? And he managed it maturely and got out without any damage on that trade. And sometimes, that's what you need to do. You need to say, hey, it's not working out. The premise is sort of not happening the way I expected it to, and pop
Yep.
yourself out of that trade. Wait for another opportunity.
So Nvidia got me out at break even there, but hey, we're all good. Made up for the loss that I took on Nvidia earlier, so
There you go.
fair enough.
No
Let's
trades
see
for me
where.
yet. I'm still just watching the markets here, waiting to see what sets up for the bigger later in the day moves. Not looking great so far. I got to be honest, right? As I scan through things here, when so much ends up in these zones, like look at Tesla for example, right? It's just trading in a zone here. Doesn't give any range of movement for me to find an entry opportunity. Now Nvidia looks a little bit better, or at least it popped up as we were talking about around this 182 area. So, but still, it hasn't separated itself from the VWAP, the average price, right? The VWAP, as we call it, the volume weighted average price, which is the blue line
I,
on my chart. It's pretty much right on that right now. As it's pretty pretty mild, and probably can't be too surprised, as we mentioned at the outset, and as this episode is titled. I do think the markets and a lot of the money is going to be sitting on the sidelines, waiting to see what happens. Right, this Zelensky meeting. I do think it's important from a macroeconomic point of view and globally, of course. How well does it go? As we know, last time Zelensky met with Trump in the White House, it did not go that well for anybody. And the expectation is it's probably going to go better this time, but nobody quite knows because, when President Trump is faced with a number of world leaders who are likely to resist some of what he'd be looking to try and accomplish, you just never know, and that makes sense then that you would have sort of markets that are saying we're just going to be cautious this morning. We're going to wait and see what happens. As Mike had put up, there's a whole schedule of events today, so it's going to be a very busy day at the White House as they discuss, what the U.S. position is on Ukraine and what Ukraine and of course the European nations that have come to support Ukraine, what position they're going to be taking here, but. It's just one of those days. So from a trading point of view, we might not get as much opportunity today as you might on any
yeah,
other.
it's interesting. In the pre-market, you mentioned how the markets didn't really react to President Trump and Russian's
Putin.
President Putin meeting, but I think that was a lot because it was the status quo afterwards, right? Everybody anticipated that it was just going to be a meeting, kind of everybody there, nothing big come out of it, no major deal there, and it was just going to continue to be the status quo with it. I think this one might have a little bit more of an impact because I think the European leaders um, want more out of this than necessarily just a show of not really respect, but a show of force, right? They're coming together to kind of they think in numbers they can be the bully. Kind of, right? Like, hey,
uh,
look at all of us. You can't bully us all, right? There's no one on one. We're gonna
yeah.
come together and kind of hopefully get what we want. And I think if they don't necessarily get a little bit of a sway towards what they want, I think the markets may not like that as much. Here's NVIDIA again off this 182.24 level with the SPY moving down again. Um,
Are you
I
gonna risk it
really like
again?
this level.
I don't
No,
know.
I'm not taking it.
Okay.
I don't really have a setup off of this yet because there was kind of some volume going into it, but it's just it, if you can pull up a 30-minute chart, Peter, you had a really nice 30-minute chart on
Yeah.
NVIDIA. You can see, right, why this 182 level is just so important, right? I mean, you just see big time sellers here. Every
Yeah.
time it
Look at
gets
the
here, it sells,
if I
right?
draw a box roughly around this area that we're talking about, you can see look at how much it's traded within that 180. I've got a box around 180, 180 to 182.30. But just to give you guys an idea, like look at how many times over the last trading 5, 6 trading sessions it's sort of been in that box. So it would make
Yeah.
sense, Mike, like you say, that we're sort of sitting here because there's a lot of orders that have taken place here.
Yeah. The one reason I'm hesitant to take this short is the level 2 on the book map is just so heavy to the top side.
Hmm.
183,
Let me show your
184. I
screen
mean,
there.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you can see it's the book map is definitely stacked to the upper side of this. So that is why I'm very cautious about taking it short anymore. And um, I wouldn't mind taking it long, but I got to see some volume indication that, hey, we're done filling around this 182-ish level. And looking at the, I mean, even if you look at the 5 minute, we're not making new highs yet. So it's all lower highs, higher lows.
Right.
Sorry.
Yeah, it's
So
just in a range here. Definitely, we've got what I would call these spinning top type dojis, right? Little body, they sort of hit the extremes, but always end up
mm,
back towards the middle. So yeah, it's pretty it's a good warning here on Nvidia. Doesn't hasn't yet decided what it wants to do.
what it wants to do yet. So just keeping an eye on it. Don't want to rush into it. Want to just be kind of patient. AMD kind of sold off after its initial push. If we take a look at everything, what time we got? So the news home inventories came out, and you can tell that didn't have much of an effect of anything on the market. Was it
Oh yeah, I
homes?
forgot about that. Yeah, 10 a.m. we had that number that was coming out.
Yeah.
Let's see here. What did it come out at? 32 versus a 34, which shows a little bit of weakness in the housing market, but not significant really. So,
And the other stock that I mentioned in the pre-market that I was looking at was Google at 204, and Google's kind of doing the same thing as Nvidia. It's using that 204 as support right now, but the the order book is just so balanced that it's hard to find an opportunity. That's why you can tell it's just kind of range bound between 204, 205, 204, 205. So no real trading opportunity there.
indeed, you can see the price sort of bouncing in that range.
Yeah. So so
Um,
for now, just kind of sit back. We'll see. I'm keeping an eye on Nvidia. There's a big order on at a looks like 182.38 on DAS, Peter. If you see that, it's like 1,003. That kind of came out of
oh yeah, yeah, 100,000 shares sitting there at 182.38.
that kind of came out of nowhere. So definitely gonna
That's
want to see what Nvidia how it reacts to that when it gets there. Is it gonna go through it? Is it gonna just fill it? Well,
yeah. Oh, took that
we got a nice
took that
push
order out
above.
pretty easy.
Cleared it, no problem. Pushing back above to 150. Now the question is, do we hold above it? Apple moving near the high of days. Google is not one of my Apple. Apple looking to 233.
Apple. I haven't really looked at Apple here this morning.
Man, it was choppy in the
Yeah,
morning, but kind of looking like it wants to get up to 233 right now.
yeah. Might want to put in a push there. Oh, just
Nvidia pausing again at this 182.50 when it's above that support level we identified.
see
Here
David
we go,
Harris.
back
You're pointing
down
out
below
Hood.
182.38.
Yeah, Hood had a good move down, but I don't know what it wants to do. Let's go back to Apple. See what Apple wants to do here.
Got a little volume in that last candle up to 233, Peter.
Yeah.
Right to the dollar amount.
Yeah. Right. Literally right to the penny. Up there. Well, no great movement here. Nothing that's got me that excited, to be honest.
Look at Apple at the 30-minute.
What happened to my clock? There it is.
Daily on Apple. See anything major at Apple there? Nvidia finally making higher highs on the 5 and held VWAP. Now it's gotten back above the moving averages and it's be a tough trade. It just doesn't have momentum.
Apple's pushing back here
Lost
towards
that.
233.
Yeah. So interesting. The video is going to be one I have a feeling, Peter, that we're going to watch it this morning and then we're going to be like, oh, it's time to take lunch. Go grab something to eat and you're going to come back and you'll be like, now.
I certainly had that many times where, you know, it makes its one move of the day the second you decide to step away, right? Like, those are the days that convince you the market is out to get you. And honestly, the market doesn't know we exist. But you can convince yourself that the market is out to get you when those types of things happen, right? You're like, I'm going to run to the bathroom and I'll be right back. And that's when it makes its big move. And you're like, damn it. Come on, man. Give me a break.
Yeah.
Anyways, well, Apple did get over 133 momentarily. It's sitting right at that price right now. So, I don't. The volume's fallen back here
I
again
like
a little
the
bit.
volume on it. Yeah, there's that drop.
Yeah.
But yeah, Apple's. Got them. Yeah, if you look at the 30-minute, this 233.19 ish. Yeah, that's
One thing that's had a consistent move down here is PLTR. It's after sort of moving sideways, it decided to drop.
Who's
Not sure if anybody
Nvidia?
took PLTR, but Nitro Cooler. Don't go chasing this thing too much. I don't know how much farther it's got. I mean, I just don't know. It could have more downside on it. Looks like it might, but I'm not going to do anything with it at this point. Don't forget to hit the thumbs up button. By the way, we appreciate it. I know without Carlos here, it's not quite the same, but
Oh
we do
yeah.
appreciate your support as we keep things going. Carlos has taken a well-deserved vacation. Don't worry, as people are asking, is he going forever? I'm like, hell no. We are not
No,
letting him out of his indentured
definitely not.
servitude that easily. So he's
We
he's
can't
just
lose Carlos for that long.
yeah, no, it's
2 weeks is
cool.
about all. I still want to know how Andrew approved 2 weeks of vacation.
I don't know that
I
Andrew
think
did
he's.
because I think at one point Andrew said, "Wait, you're going away for 2 weeks?"
I,
So,
I, I think that should be like I think he's got a max vacation of 3 days at a time. Three. That's all he's allowed to do.
no,
Three at a time.
we can't do that to the guy. He deserves his time, so we'll let him have it. We don't have to like it, but we'll let him have it.
I love Carlos. He does so much. For everybody out there, the ability that he has to be able to run YouTube, to interact on YouTube, to Peter, did you ever do the fundraising one? Were you able to get the
Car-
fundraiser up?
Carlos did it for me, so it's in
Oh,
there,
there we
guys.
go. So
We're sitting at $1,850 out of 3,000 raised. By the way, we got about 12 days left, so we really appreciate your support. By the way, if for those aren't familiar, this is totally all the money goes to support and fight children's cancer. There's no fees taken off the top. It's really just a direct donation. So if you want to click that donate button, every little bit helps, whether it's a buck or $100. It doesn't really matter. We really appreciate it. So thank you so much, everybody, for all that you've donated and the support that you've shown.
yeah. So it's good.
Now, I'll warn you guys right now. I have no idea what's going to happen. Normally, it's about this time of day. Well, in a few minutes, when Andrew jumps on with Brian, and we get them in. We haven't practiced this, so I don't know how I'm going to enable that. So I may be scrambling. It may be a little disjointed. I'll do my best, but just give you the heads up.
Did you look at Apple, Peter?
Let's go back to Apple. I haven't. What is it
You
doing?
may not want to.
Oh, what is Apple? Oh, look at the drop on Apple. Oh, I should have shorted it at 233. Yeah. Well, it wasn't a great signal. Like it did when it broke through, it was definitely weak there, so it was a potential short, but yeah, it wasn't a great. I did consider it momentarily, but not seriously, to be honest. So
Oh, yeah, nice. Anytime you can get a full dollar move out of Apple in a couple
yeah,
minutes is a good move on Apple.
yeah,
If you
absolutely.
don't trade Apple very much.
Yeah.
Thank you, Matthew. Apple, it can move, but it doesn't move in large dollar increments like some other $200 stocks.
Very
So
true.
that dollar drop in about 3-4 minutes is definitely significant for Apple.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely.
And I
Because
don't
it's
think you
interesting.
ever pulled up the 60 on Apple, Peter. You
No.
can kind of see it. It will show you again on that
Mm,
60-minute chart.
yeah.
the-
In this
Like
area.
that level that's there, you can see. Boom. Right. So like Eamon and Megan talk about higher time frame levels. And sometimes you can be a little resistant to looking at them, but they can have an impact on the trading. They're definitely good for taking a look at possible support or resistance levels for your intraday trading.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. And it's a good indication. Look how many times, again, it's traded in this range. So if you're pushing up into the low end of the range and it's not breaking up through towards the top of it, then there's a good indication that you might just hit like that ceiling again, right? It might be resistance that you're going to hit, and that's certainly what happened here. So yeah, good move on Apple. Again, not one that I ended up trading myself, but so I didn't seriously consider taking a trade on it. Got to get myself more active, really. Look at that move now.
Yeah,
Now that you
I,
pointed it out.
I like Nesh. They said the market's waiting on some news. Yeah, I
Yeah,
think so. Like we've talked about, I mean,
yeah.
there can be some significant volatility that may come out today with the meetings that are going in the White House, and there's no real way to predict that.
Do you have
So,
that page there again, Mike? Is the has the
yeah,
schedule?
just a sec. I'll pull it up. It won't
I
take
don't
me
know
long.
where you'd found
Gotta
that, but
gotta find it here again.
yeah, that's all right. If you do, we can because I mean, and it's tough to tell with these things, especially with any sort of meeting of international
Here
leaders
you go.
in the White House. Let me put it on the screen. We good? There we go.
Yep.
Um, it's always hard to tell, will these things happen exactly to schedule? And even if they do, when will the market hear about them to react to it? So, just because these things are happening doesn't mean that we can necessarily figure out how or when to trade against them. But the fact that they're happening is one that we know that again, there's going to be a lot of money, I believe, sitting on the sidelines, just waiting to see the outcome.
Yeah.
So it looks like things have started there already. Looks like this afternoon is the main
Yeah.
activity, right? Noon through
12
3.
o'clock is when the European leaders arrive at the White House, and photography starts going, but it's really 1 p.m., right? This is when, like you mentioned, Peter, the first meeting between President Zelensky and President Trump did not go well. Um,
Yeah.
and they had a schedule like this, and that schedule got thrown out the window after the meeting. So 1 p.m. I think is going to be a time that you probably want to set an alarm either on your phone or on your computer to kind of let you know, hey, things can happen. Keep an eye on the news, keep a news alert window open, keep your social media open. Wait to see if anything comes out of that. And they're going to meet, and then about an hour and 15 minutes later he'll meet with the Europeans who if you look at this from kind of like a weird perspective, right? You got two mob bosses coming in, and then you got one mob boss's posse behind them to help them out to try to
That's a
try
way to
to
look at it.
try to give them backup since the last meeting, right? The last time the two bosses got together, it was
Well,
didn't go over so well for one of them.
well, we, to use your analogy, I guess one of them's on home turf. So
Yep.
so he might have Zelensky might have backup, but they're in President Trump's house, literally.
Yep.
So.
Literally.
So.
So.
All right, so yeah, I see a couple people mentioning Wolf is moving as it's heading towards the new high of day. Let's see, it's got to get over this $10.40, set a new high of day. See if it can do that. A couple of you are saying that you're long in there, long around $10.10. See if this pays off for you. It'd be good for you to get a good move. I don't see a growing volume here. Oh, there you go. There's a good little pop. Be nice if you had bigger volume as this was happening, but I mean, it's not bad. It's just not increasing like I'd normally like to see. But the volume on the day is pretty good on TerraWolf here. 54 million shares traded so far.
Netflix came across the trading terminal news.
Oh, let's flip over to
Lot,
Netflix.
not
What's it
not a
doing?
lot of
Oh,
volume on it though, but
no,
did have a nice little pop up there,
pop
up to
on some volume,
1250.
but relatively low volume.
Yeah, on the day. So I just heard it come across the news. Figure I'd take a look at it.
Uh,
Netflix
Yeah.
is
Netflix is
yep.
trading like 6,000 shares a minute compared to this TerraWolf we were just looking at that is trading
Yeah.
600,000 shares a minute. So gives you an idea of the difference in volume here.
I'm still just man.
This Nvidia, the longer this goes, the stronger
Yeah.
the pop or drop might be. It does look like it's a pop that it's waiting for. It's looking to push
It
higher, but
definitely looks like it. So
yeah.
and that's why we might be trading a little slower. Me and Peter are both real kind of under traders, you could say, not high frequency traders like Andrew and Brian. But it's because we look for a very specific setup, and I got no problem, and I'm sure Peter too. Like if the setup's not there, you just don't take the trade. It doesn't mean that you're not trading. You're trading. It's just meaning you're not taking a high probability setup because it's not there, which is a good thing.
Yep.
And as a new trader, learning that skill set to be comfortable not taking a trade when your setup's not there is very important
Yeah.
skill set to learn.
I I like the sniper analogy, or the alligator in the watering hole is
Yeah.
another one that I like a lot. Where
Do you have your
look,
alligator photo?
yeah, there's a good one there that I put into a webinar where you just have the alligator with the eyes above the water, and it just sits there and it waits for the animal to get right at the perfect spot where it can attack. Because it's not
So
moving, don't think the alligator isn't hunting. It's absolutely hunting, but it's waiting for the moment. And I like to think of myself like that as a trader, right? We're hunting. I'm just waiting for the right moment to strike. And if I don't see it, then, I'll wait.
I am not a reversal trader and I tend not to trade at the low of day. But for anybody that likes trading the low of day, Apple right now is at the lower end of the range on that 60 minutes. So could possibly be a setup for reversal traders here. You can see last
Yeah.
Friday it broke this level, sold down, but then came right back up above this kind of like 230, 80-ish level, which is the pre-market low too today. So might be something for traders to take a look at.
Wow. And it's really interesting just looking at let's look at a 30-minute chart on this. Yeah, even on a 30-minute chart,
Yeah.
look at all these uncertainty candles. Like every 30 minutes, it was making range, but it always came back into the same relative range. It's even more obvious on a 60-minute chart Friday how much it held at this little level, just below where we're sitting now, but still within that sort of range area. So good
So
call out, Mike. I
Nvidia's
think you're
getting
right.
some volume up to the high a day here. We're getting a pop. I did take this long, looking for 183 again. Come on, Nvidia. It went and then came back down.
All right.
Let's see if we can't get this 183 for a partial. If it pauses here too long, I'll get out of this very quickly. Um, I am not going to hold this as long as I did last time, but I do see some orders up here at 183 that I do think it wants to at least go and get. Trying. Here's 182, 180 again. See if we can't get the push up. Let's see. If it makes a new 1 minute low, I'll get out of this.
Close here.
I got the initial push I wanted, but then it just did not quite continue, which
Yeah.
again is kind of those things that, and it's been
It doesn't
because
look.
it's just so choppy too
Yeah.
that I want to
It
see
do,
it go right away. And if it doesn't go, then I don't
doesn't
want
look
it.
terrible here, and I do see some orders building at 183. I even look at your book map if you're okay with
Yeah.
me throwing that back on the screen.
Yeah, you can throw that
You
up
can see
there.
the orders are deepening. See all that red and orange color right above the price? Those are orders sitting and waiting. So it shows that the orders. I see that on the level two as well here. That we've got a couple 100,000 shares.
Wow, a lot.
Oof,
Oh, look at that volume.
that wasn't good.
I
That was a
am glad I didn't have an order in there, but that was ugly.
that was a big rejection. Yeah, it actually
That
might.
was
That might have just
ugly.
cleared out some of the backlog that it could pop now.
Yeah,
But
that was ugly. I am very holding very, 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 very. I'm being very, I can't believe I'm still in this. I should probably get out of this.
Is this what you feel like
I
right now,
want to
Mike?
see if it goes. This is one
It's
of
fine.
those. Yeah, that's how I'm
Everything's
feeling right
fine.
now. A little fire. But
Everything's
it was
fine.
because of that backlog of the spike down and it came back up. It just happened so quick that I was down a whole bunch and then I wasn't. So I want to see it go. If it goes here, great. If it can't doesn't go, then I'm gonna get out of this.
Yeah, that's fair.
So yeah, I'm gonna get out of this right here. It may go back up, but I didn't like that little spike down. So basically out, break even on it. So I'm cool with it. It's probably going to go here now that I got out at break even.
Don't be too fatalistic. But
Yeah. Well, here it goes. See, like I told you. Here we go. That was the shakeout candle. Dr. Reed calls it a shakeout candle,
yeah,
where it shakes everybody out, which it shook me out, I'll tell you. So yeah, see. I think it's gonna hit that 183. It's gonna go get it. But on Bookmap, one of the things that you want to see for me is when it's buying, you want to see the green bubbles appearing, but you want to see the price action continue. If the green bubbles are just getting larger and larger and larger, it just means that they're accumulating shares there, and you can have exactly kind of what you got there, a quick drop in the price and then a shoot back up. So um, we'll see. Yeah, see how it got up to this 182.90 kind of. It's trying to find the shares to get above 183, I think. It's trying to fill this seller at 183, but it's gotta. Not bad though. I'm okay with the trade. I'm okay with all three of these NVIDIA trades.
all right. Well, that's
So
good.
just didn't quite do what I was looking for it to happen. Some days are like this. That's why you have an average winner and average loser. That's what we talk about in peak capital trading, right? Not every day can you make a crap ton of money. Some days you have smaller win days. Some days you have larger win days. Some days the market works well with your strategy. Some days the market doesn't work well with your strategy. So today just happens to be one of those days. Just not quite working out the way that I wanted it to.
Jeez. MB, I see you're very excited about PPCB. It keeps saying happening now. It's not happening now, or at least it hasn't yet. It's also stuck in a range here. Here's the chart on it. It's doesn't look like it's breaking out. Yeah, looks
Yeah, there's that
pretty
shake on
stagnant
the
here.
video.
Tesla, though, I see you guys are mentioning Tesla. Let's flip over to that. Tesla did look. This is sort of interesting. Interesting look here as it's moving up. Um, see what it where it goes, but it's not very aggressive, but it is sort of getting higher lows. So if it can bounce and move higher, you might be getting a move up to 335.
See, here's NVIDIA pulling back again, just not quite able to get up to that 183 level.
Yeah. Yeah, it does feel like we're in weight here, so
So SPY had a big down too. Didn't really see that there. 1028 kind of lost some volume. So VWAP rejection of AMD. Oh yeah, look at that. AMD
My buddy
grinded
AMD.
up
Oh
off of
yeah.
S3 to VWAP and big time rejection off of that.
Oh yeah, I see that. Yep.
That is nice as well. Wow, Apple lost 231,
Wow,
lost that level.
the market's really pushing down. Look at the cues here. We are moving down quite heavy, so
Yeah,
oh,
Nvidia.
Apple. I could have taken Apple short. Oh, well, again, I wasn't a serious trade. I wasn't serious. It's not like I almost hit the button and decided not to. I just looked at it and said, "Oh, this might be a short," but it wasn't like a. It actually
I
wasn't a very mature
I think
setup.
if Carlos had been around, Peter, you might have taken that
You think so? Maybe.
because
Maybe.
I
I don't
think he
know.
would have been more focused in on it
Yeah.
and would have been analyzing it. I don't think you got to the point that you could have pushed the
True.
button.
That's a
So,
fair point.
hey,
But,
Andrew, looks like Andrew's here.
is he?
Absolutely. Join us, Andrew.
Yeah, we'll see how this goes.
Yeah,
I'll have some work to do when Andrew joins. I don't know how this is going to work, but I'm looking forward to it. Got to do it
we will
sometime.
make this happen.
Yeah.
Yes, same link, I believe, right, Peter?
Yep.
Everything's the same. I will say though, Peter, Carlos leaving this time is a very good thing because you are learning how to run the show with the same programs. Before, we've always been in like the second tier of running the program when he leaves.
Uh,
Remember? Where we'd
yeah.
have like the off screens. So it's good.
Yeah. All right. Well, we'll see.
Oh, I didn't mean to bother Peter. He's really
No, no,
he's
I got nothing to
right
do
now
till
getting
Andrew
ready
actually
for
joins. Then I've got to figure out how to link him in here. So I just don't know. I have no idea where he's going to show up. I've got this giant control panel, guys, that you can't see that I'm managing here on my screens, and I just have no idea where Andrew's going to pop up. So it's
Oh, there he is. Hello, Andrew. How are you doing this morning? Doing wonderful.
oh, you can hear him? I can't hear him. Oh, because you're
I
hearing
can
him through
hear
Zoom.
Andrew, yes. And I saw him on the screen
Okay,
as
hold
well.
on here.
Some,
There he is.
let's see
Okay.
if Peter can figure out the.
I've
Peter
got
joining.
Andrew. Hello, Andrew.
You guys hear us? Hey
Hello.
guys,
I can hear you.
Okay.
the peasant too.
Yes, sir. Good morning. Good morning, everybody.
Whoa. Can people hear Andrew and Brian? Brian, I don't know where you are. I can hear you. I have no idea how. Oh, there you are. I see your camera. Hold on
There
a
I am.
sec.
I'm right here.
So Peter, whenever you
Hey,
can,
good
if you put it
morning.
on the chat room as well, that would be nice.
Uh, okay.
You just got to figure out how to do that.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll figure it out. All right. Muting the chat room as well.
Look at that.
Nice.
I
Very
think
nice.
I've got it.
Very nice. Yeah,
All
excellent.
right.
Yeah.
Excellent.
Just to check for our friends on YouTube, make sure, can you hear both Andrew and Brian? And
Yes,
looks good.
I'm here. We're here.
Oh my goodness, look at that.
It
It's almost
was
like I know what I'm
not
doing. There.
was a pretty tough morning, I would say. Wasn't
What?
wasn't a lot of chop. How about you, Peter? Mike?
Yeah, that's
Any any trades?
exactly what Mike and I have been talking about all morning. That it feels like it's a market in wait. We know that there's this big meeting happening in the White House between President Trump and, of course, Zelensky and the European leaders. And I feel like,
Right.
yeah, the market's been pretty choppy this morning. So Mike did get a couple of trades, nothing that really worked all that well, but at least he gave a couple of shots at it, and I have not traded yet. So,
Yeah.
I think
So,
some people
uh,
got some good trades in.
yep.
all right, guys, I just want to make a quick, announcement about the funded account. I promised to be the funded account for free, and it is. So when you come to the trading terminal, guys, ignore this funded and training. So these two are, later we want to automatically allow you to switch between funded and simulator. So that's why we're saying coming soon. But what we are having right now is all the order entry, market, and limit and stop loss is available. So you can actually select on that. And also we have the hotkeys, buy 75%, 50%, 25%, and also sell 75%, 25% of your buying power. And then obviously partialing is also available. So you can partial on 10%, 20%, and these are based on the number of the shares. So for example, if I want to go long on PLTR, I can 75% of my buying power. You can just press that and you got filled here. So 75% of my buying power. So that's 216 shares. It's already calculated for me down there. And it's just this is the open position that I have. So now if you want to partial, and this is my position, now if you want to partial, so you can actually, based on that, you want to partial 10%, you can go click on partial like for 25%, and you press. So if you're long, automatically calculates 25% for you, and then you get filled. There you go. So 25% of your position is gone. And yeah, so limit order works, market order works, and in this piece, the position, you can click, it brings your position here if you want to buy or sell based on the limit order. That's what you can do. And yeah, there are some small issues that we're fixing. Like, for example, some of the indicators might not be accurate. I'll look into that. And yeah, anything that you want. And again, now I have the position, close the position with the market order. There you go, got filled, done. So I lost $112. And play around with it this week. This week is all about testing the hotkeys, getting familiar with the charting and everything. And then the next week we officially start. And again, the reason that it's free is because it's for beta testing. If there's any big issues, I reset the buying power for you. Don't sweat on it. I like everybody to, as a beta users, beta testing, really support us. And thanks for everybody. And if you are not okay with the beta testing, then don't sign up. We'll later be announcing it when we feel that it's really, really good. Would never be perfect, but soon would be, I think very acceptable. I think we're really, really good, but there is also this 1 week. All of my team members are working hard on it to play around with it. And especially hotkeys, we launched it on Friday. So we really need you to test it during the market hours and give us the hotkeys. So yeah, the time frames are there. So you can actually change the time frame, Amazon 1 minute. And some of the delays, we have to fix these performance issues. I don't know why it's taking some time to load, but we'll fix all of these stuff for you guys.
That's awesome.
Yeah. For some reason, yeah. So now 1 minute, 5 minutes. All right, so that's it. That's about the trading terminal. We'll see. Let's go to just Andrew, just sign up for the trading terminal premium, and then you're automatically included for the free funded account until we get all of these beta users report. And there is the way that you can report. There is always email me, andrew@verbalitraders.com, and I'll get it. Or there is a feature for bug report you can press, and you can take a screenshots as well in there. All right, going back in there, trading for me was actually pretty bad. So I lost $9,500. Unfortunately, I tried to catch a reversal at NVIDIA, PLTR, and TSLL. None of them worked. I did go long on PLTR, but also got stopped out. So that was really not a great trading day for me.
Yeah, wasn't great for me either. Just there were some good trades. Nvidia broke out at the open, stayed strong. I tried Tesla long, didn't really kind of became after that nice first pop, just became a chop fest. We both tried PLTR catching that reversal, but it did decided to do a little bit more selling before bouncing. So right idea, wrong timing. And PLTR did a beautiful rejection right at VWAP. But unfortunately didn't take that trade. Yeah, Tesla was tough. I could tell after that first move, I could tell Tesla was just going to be a chop fest. So I stayed away from it for the rest of the day.
Mike had pointed out Apple made a great reversal off the high of day, but wasn't an easy trade to get into.
Yeah, we've got, like Peter said, we've got this meeting coming up in the White House. And then I think all week we're going to be a little bit, well, we'll see. I guess we've got some big retailers reporting this week. We've got Home Depot and Lowe's and Target and Walmart, to name a few. And then we've got this Jackson Hole symposium, and Powell will be speaking on Friday morning. And I think there's a lot of people that are going to be hanging off every word that comes out of his mouth, kind of looking for some indication on what his thinking is on policy direction with the interest rates and the cuts, potential cuts.
His
So
last Jackson Hole.
that's at 10 o'clock on Friday morning. He will be speaking there. I haven't been invited to Jackson Hole yet.
I'm shocked.
Still waiting for my invite.
You're missing out. Should be there, Brian.
Get
Last
to
Jackson Hole. For that guy, he's gonna be so out of job. So out of job.
yeah, look at UNH go, eh? UNH back high of day.
All right, guys. So I have to leave a little bit earlier today. Unfortunately, I have a meeting at 8 that I have to catch. So a miserable day for me. I mean, not miserable, but it was just kind of that's how it is. Um, I'll see you tomorrow, guys. Thank you so much for Trading Terminal. Testing it. I think this week is going to be a lot of upgrade on it. So next Monday, we're all ready for really making some amazing funded account competition in there. And again, it's free for everybody to, this week to sign up to test it. The reason that is not going to be free later is we're going to be charged for the funded account is because there has to be some accountability. You really need to, sweat on it. Otherwise, it's just another simulator. Oop, oop, blow up another one. Oop, blow up another one. So the accountability is
Yeah, it just becomes a game.
exactly. All right, I'm going to hand it over to Mr. Brian Pezim.
All right.
See you tomorrow morning, guys. And today, guys, remember, today we have onboarding for all the new members. Onboarding is available. I think even the people with $1, they can come and join the onboarding to see, how they can start their trading career. And we do have some really good webinars today as well, like Bookmap. I think we have Bookmap, which is the order book. Nathan is going to have it in 2 hours. And remember, we're building a Bookmap for Trading Terminal. We want to call it Atlas. So that would be our
Market
production.
Atlas. Yeah, I like that.
All right, hand it over to you, Brian. Thanks, and sorry I have to leave a little bit early.
All right.
Ciao.
No worries. The Qs are selling off. Nvidia's dropping. Interesting. Market's just really trading in a pretty narrow range today, so that's why we haven't got any big trends. AMD just dropped quite a bit, yeah, but it does seem like we've got some sort of just slow grind, and it looks like we're kind of rolling over on a lot of the stocks I'm watching. AMD's dropping. Nvidia kind of found a top there. It's dropping. It's gone through the view app. Tesla chop fest. Yeah, looks like SPY continuing to drop here. Is there anybody have any good trades? UNH.
I can tell you, Brian, I'm regretting not having jumped into Apple short, but other than
Yeah.
that,
Well,
it's
there's
pretty
been some
quiet.
good shorts here.
Things are fairly choppy. If we go back and look at the Tesla chart, you can see that. Let's see here. Pull that. You can see things are still just trading in this range, just moving sideways. We're not. Now that being said, not everything. A couple things have broken down here. Nvidia, I notice. Look at this. Nvidia's heading back towards its open price, and I see the market right now is actually pushing down. Look at the Qs right at the moment,
Yeah,
pushing to a new low.
market is market is dropping.
So, guys, we'll have to see what this market brings for us for the rest of this day. We're still not really moving that heavily in any direction, but and my
No,
fear
well,
is
SPY
that
just took a big drop.
my fear is that we're going to get, you're waiting on the next news item, and
Boom.
are you talking, Mike? I can't hear you. Wait a second. Maybe I've done something. Hold on a sec. I'll find you, Mike. One sec. You're still here. It's because I've gone and muted things. Uh,
Just saying, pull up the
AMD,
Nvidia trade.
AMD went right to S4
there you
and
are, Mike. I
has
got you back.
been bouncing
You got
and
me.
is
I was
bouncing
just
now.
saying, Peter, you could pull up the Nvidia trade since you mentioned it. I took it short as Andrew and Brian were coming on, so
Oh, wait a second. Let's see.
finally
Let's
got
see.
that. Finally got that kind of move that we were talking off of that 182 down. So
Here's Mike's trade. Oh, look at that, Mike. You did. Yeah, I see. Okay. So you went short and you got this move down on Nvidia. Good for you.
So we got there, got a little portion left. We'll see. I think maybe the low a day we might breach it. The book map on Nvidia's got an order at 180. So we'll see if we get down there the rest of the day. I'll probably just kind of leave it here and see if we can get down there or not. So not a bad trade. Took a while today though, Peter, as you noticed, couple stabs,
Mm-hmm.
but finally got the move.
Yeah,
Nice.
nice trade on that.
And
Yeah,
and a good
do
thing I want to talk to the YouTube about, or even the chat room, because I think we're in the chat room too. It's the importance of stopping out, right? Like my trade here for a high day was a good setup, but it didn't do what I wanted. So I got out of it. Like just cut your losses when you know the trade no longer is there, because there might be another setup afterwards. And then you can see the short setup that me and Peter were talking about, and just took it to the downside from there. So don't ever be afraid to get out of a trade if it's not what you want to see. So
yeah.
it's important.
Good advice. Absolutely.
Yeah.
We're going to bounce here on the overall market. Nvidia's getting a little bit of a bounce.
Yeah, we're getting a bounce back here. Never count this market out. SPY
sure.
came down to Friday's low and bounced there. That was kind of low of day as well. So the Qs came down to low of day as well and bounced. But just be careful because as far as I can see, we're still in a downtrend despite this bounce.
Yeah. Yeah. And I still feel like we're in a period of wait here. Good trade though, Mike. Short on Nvidia. I like that.
Yeah, there isn't any real strong indication on. I'm just looking at Bookmap for Tesla. I don't really see any big orders either way that would help push the stock in one direction.
Yeah, Peter, thank you.
AMD, the
The
book's
entry on it's
kind of empty.
the
The
entry on
LTR
it,
is
Peter,
bouncing back
was a
again.
little later than I would have liked. But remember that weird candle we saw form on NVIDIA? That candle prior to my entry on that short did the same thing. It kind of spiked down, kind of came, and that's where I was like, this is worth a shot to take take a short to see if we can lose that level it's been holding and get that continuation down, especially since when it was up and I was looking for the high a day, it just would not push through it. So there was a lot of accumulation there. So I figured it was worth a try. Nice tight stop on it. Go from there. So
Awesome.
now we'll see if I'm still in it when we do the close show this afternoon.
Actually, that would be cool. Yeah, if you're still hanging on to it. I love those trades that you can just sort of enter and that you can hold all day.
Stay all day, yeah. Kind of feel like Nvidia is a tough one though.
Yeah.
If anything's going to find a bottom, it's going to be and hold somewhere. It's going to be Nvidia.
Yeah, I mean, and that's kind of where I'm targeting, right? If you pull up kind of that 30 minute kind of time frame, I'm targeting where it keeps finding the bottom of that range and kind of bouncing back up, right? Like right now I got it at the 180.13 is kind of where my range order's set. So it either gets there or it goes back up to my entry. One of the two. Let's see.
80.13. Oh, I see down here. Yeah. Interesting.
Yeah, Peter can see it. Yeah, we drew that box this morning during the pre-market. So looking to see if we can get back down to the top of that lower box you drew.
That'd be great. Yeah, that'd be a good target area. Certainly, we're there pre-market, anyways. All right, guys, we still have programming for you. We've got, I think, we're going to have Thor joining here at the usual time.
Yeah.
That'll be another adventure for me.
Yeah.
I get to figure out where Thor's going to show up and how to share his stuff. So.
As to where he's going to pop up.
I have no idea. So it's always an adventure for
I
me.
just want to do a shout out to Sean, just so you know, Sean. Earlier I was too loud and now I'm too soft. Loud, soft, loud, soft. We'll get through this volume adjustment.
Yeah, because again, you'd come in and like all the channels. So once I figured out how to isolate you to an appropriate channel, that you got soft again. So
Yeah, so let me turn the
Well-
mic back up, and then we'll try that.
Peter, you're doing an excellent job for your first day.
well, thanks, appreciate that.
Thank you.
I know it's
So, but that can sort of also be interpreted like, hey, for a total idiot, you're not doing that bad.
no total compliment. I mean, Carlos
No, I appreciate
Carlos
it.
has been perfecting all this for some time now.
That's
So
true. That's true.
he is
Yes.
he's kind of got it figured. Here we go. The spy rejecting at PDC again.
It was definitely a choppy day. That is for sure. Today.
From a trading perspective, yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. You had to be very, very selective
Just looking at
in
the
what you wanted
spy
to.
chart. Well, UNH was something I was watching for a swing trade. It's definitely got a floor under it now, with Buffett and some of the other hedge fund managers buying into it. My swing trade LABU is working out fairly well. Healthcare actually had a nice run up last week, sort of a rotation into some other sectors because this tech sector really looks, has had a really big run up for the last couple months, and I think money's got to go somewhere. So I think you could see some money rotating out of the tech sector, and you've got the IWM, which is a small caps, another sector that I think is benefiting from a bit of money rotation. Is green today. It's the best performing index, actually, and right now it's the only green index.
Oh, look at this. Nice.
Whoops.
I'm really kind of wanting Nvidia here to lose 181, but it is definitely finding some support at 181, which is slightly above R3. So it's going to be tough to lose that level, I think.
Yeah, it's right at this 180.90 level. Yeah.
Yeah. So. Not too bad. Peter making the magic happen. happen with Thor?
PLTR is still grinding higher. Did a nice double bottom, if anybody caught that. Nice pullback after that VWAP rejection. And so I hate looking back at some of these trades and thinking I kind of missed them. But yeah, that was a good trade as well. Opportunity for a trade. We had Rigetti. I didn't even watch Rigetti. I didn't see it on the scanner either.
All right, here. Let's see. Thor. I think I've got Thor. He's giving me a thumbs up on the back here.
You can do it.
We can hear you, so that's good.
It's like being an air traffic controller or something, man. It's like that's awesome.
Just trying to.
Well, at least you can hear me.
I might have to move you over here. Put you on to.
Man, Tesla is being like the world's biggest pain in my rear end today. I really liked it for a short earlier, and I got a nice short, but then got stopped. But then it looked like a short, so I got short again, and now it's just wiggling around the same. Like, just hasn't gone anywhere today. So snooze fest for me.
Yeah, wiggler.
How about that?
It's a
There you
wiggler.
go.
Nvidia looks like it might sell some more here, by the way, Mike. It's doing like a little reoffer here to this this R3 area is a nice spot to pick up an extra seller here. So if we start to sell from Nvidia more, I think we could actually go as low as 178.50 today on Nvidia. Like our ATR low calculation off of today's high would be like 178.66 if it really starts to rip. Or a quick question. Amazon, AVGO, PLTR, Hood, AMD, Coin, all dropped to S4 or below. How do you know which one is a more probability to go long or stay short? What? In what world is that a quick question?
Might as well ask you what the meaning of life is, Thor.
Yeah.
Well, let's start with this. I feel like I've got a better shot at this one.
We can talk about that too.
I learned the meaning of life from Mike a long time ago, and that is watch your step. Okay, moving forward. Moving on. No, I'm just kidding. No, Chris, I love you, dude. I'm being funny. I like long questions, so this is okay. You don't have to worry about it being a short question. It's okay. So coin all dropped to S4 and below. How do you know which one has the probability to go long or stay short? I mean, that is a lot, man. So what I consider is when I'm looking at this thing, we started ourselves off here in what I would call a neutral range because the two closes are so close together. There's a lot of overlap. So we really could have played either of these two. So we did have a signal that worked. So the question is here, how would you know to take this one long? Right, I think it's really the more important thing to consider. Right, so if we're going to long off of S4, so why S4 not S3? Well, S3 had a really strong buy right at the open, and it tried to sell. It was absorbed. It tried to sell again, and it was fairly weak. But when we tried to buy, it was even weaker. So this didn't give like a clear, but I could definitely see myself even trying a long here potentially. But the reason I wouldn't have tried this one, and I need to add this to the criteria, we have a new, for the record, YouTube, everybody, Don't forget your likes, your thumbs up, subscribe, all that good stuff. Right. I have a new version of the Camarilla pivot plays is going to be available in the next few days. I'm on dev version right now. We went through and spent quite a few some days going through the logic and correcting some of the play calling. So actually this play should not have called. And I need to actually put that in the notes. Hold on. Give me 1 second because I want to notate this. I'll forget. Hold on. Amazon S3 call was on narrow range. All right, cool. All right. So bros, I sent you a message on this one. So one of the things I want to consider is maybe because this is a narrow range, I know we're looking at ATR right now for the consideration, right? And because ATR was still inside of target, we still said this one was good. But the S3, maybe we should consider the range because this one, only the S4 really seems viable. But we'll have to look at that. So, Jesus, this is my Camarilla pivot plays indicator that was developed by Bruz X, one person above you, right? Yeah. So, what we see here is when we came down and we sold. Look how we sold and our volume really stayed low, and then we got this nice solid buy response. Then this is the signal, actually, for me. This was the signal to go long, was actually this candle right here. Oh, come on. This candle right here. Yeah. Let me show you my trades in just a second. I've got one winner and one loser on deck right now, and I'm working on another loser from the looks of things. So I wanted to short, because the volume dropped here on this sell candle, right? I would have looked to long right here, and my stop would have been below the green box. So that would have given me a 4-to-1 calculation of somewhere, stop here, 4-to-1 somewhere up in here somewhere. So we wouldn't be at target yet, but it'd be a nice long. So I decided to play Tesla today because I don't know. I really like Tesla. I got an alert on it, and it's a lower, wider range R3 to S3. So this is an ideal trade. The problem is the darn order book's too bullish, and I should have paid attention to that a little bit more. I thought we were going to fade it because it looked like we had too much selling. But now we're getting more bid in. But I just kind of screwed up, kind of shorting a book that's a little bit too bullish. But so far it's working. I'm still in it, but I took one stop, and then when I got hit by the UTAD, I got back in and ran my stop above the top here. So you can see I'm in here. So if this takes me out again, I'll just stop. I'll just be done. I can't do this. So yeah. Anyway. So and then so the one I should have traded, which I didn't trade, was Apple. Apple was a perfect call today. Look at this beautiful thing.
You
Like,
and me both,
bruz,
buddy.
man, look at how good this one was.
You and me both.
I mean, look at that. We had the top side wicks at the open showing the desire to sell. We then went up and tested it and got no volume. We then went and tried to buy premium and got stuffed with a weak offer and then sold. I would have loved to have shorted anywhere in the pink zone here, stop above here, and that would already be at a 4-to-1 right now. That would be a done deal. So if you'd like the indicator, anyone who wants my indicator, go to my Instagram. I have them pinned. right? So if you go to my IG profile, so that's at Thor Young BBT, right? And you go to my profile, right? You can go up underneath here and you can find right here, you'll see indicators right here. There's a link to get to my book there. There's a link to get to Bear Bull Traders there. There's a link to get to my private mentoring there. And there's a link to get to my Camarilla Pivot Plays indicator, the current one, not the new one. The new one's in dev. And then, and if you want, I didn't mean to click it. And then if you want my ghost candles also, those are also there. I can only do 5 links, unfortunately. So those are the high priority ones. So, but this does calls. It also does alerts for you. So like the Apple one was called, right? You can see here 10/9/50. It was called. Hey, Starlight, good to see you. Sean V, by the way. So I'm gonna get the Tesla thing's just not gonna happen. Right. This is what we have to realize. So now I did have I am fortunate though, is because last night my daughter, so I don't know if Nathan, if you can hear me, buddy, but you need DM Peter because he's running the show for Carlos today, and he may not know to swap you in or something because I haven't seen you come into the Xbox yet. So anyway, I was trading in Q and I was up at oh my god o'clock in the morning because my daughter decided it was time to have a party last night. So, and I had just gotten a new version of the indicator updated from Bruz, so I was goofing around with it. So I did try one stop, and then it looked like it was going to sell. Order book was really heavy after hours. And then I tried again. It took a stop, and then I tried one more time here, and that one worked. And I cut this one after it bounced S3 a couple times, then came back up. So that ended up being I don't know, like a 9.5 hour trade or something like that after hours, right? So good stuff, right? Range trading, gotta love it, right? You take a couple stops and then one big move makes it all work. So I kind of came in today, this morning, like already like well over goal for the day. So I really didn't want to trade too much, which is why I really liked Tesla. But it's just not being nice to me. So one thing I want to talk about. Hey, Trader PK, welcome to Lambos and Garbage Trucks. So, 2 things I want to talk about. Number 1, I want to talk about being okay with loss. On Wednesday with Dr. V, I want we're gonna talk a lot about risk. Right? It's going to be a really cool conversation. So I really think that all of you, like we're talking life, we're talking trading, we're talking about like what is it, how to handle it, how to be okay with it. You know what I mean? All these things. So make sure you come by on Wednesday to do that. Right? And to really check that out. It's going to be a good one. Now, I'm also this week I am going to give away 1 free hour of mentoring with me this week. So and to use, anytime within the next month. So I don't know what day I'm going to do that. And I'm not going to tell you what day I'm going to do that. Could be today, probably not, because that would kind of spoil things and be pointless. Could be tomorrow. I think it's possible. Could be on Thursday. Could be on Friday, just to make sure you stick around. So I need you to so if you're interested in getting 1 hour with me, either mentoring or just to talk, you can talk about trading journey. We can just say hi, hang out, whatevs. Make sure you hang around so you can see that. So hopefully you guys like that. So I know, Nathan, that I can probably hear you and everyone can probably hear you. We probably just can't see you because you don't
Oh,
have
yeah.
a camera.
Yeah, I met with Hivemind on Saturday. We had a great session. I don't know if he's in here today. Yeah, we
Nice.
met on Saturday, had an awesome session. He, he picked up a lot, man. He's got it going. He's on the right track for sure.
Yeah, so the issue on Tesla here and why it was a bad pick is this order book is a little bit too bullish. We have a little bit too much buying too. So this is, when I look at this in hindsight, when I know this, it's the right range, wrong time, right? So I've got the where, not the when. So it does seem like we're distributing here. And I really don't think we're going to go up for very long. But the reason why we haven't sold is because there's just generalized too much buying, right? And that's the issue I have right now. So if it was selling right, like if I had, like we do get some selling that hits, and we do have some orders to the downside. We're just, yeah, it's just not happening right now. So the other thing so in this whole concept, right, the one thing I want to talk to y'all about is when how many people in here, and maybe give me a show of hands here, how many of us notice that we overtrade on our losing days, right? And we do that, right? And when we look back at the ticker, we can actually see that the ticker gave us a relatively clear and obvious reason for why we should not have been interacting with it more than like 1 or 2 times. How many people are with me on that one? So like, for instance, if I got stopped out on Tesla here, how easy would it be for me to just get back into it and hit it again, and then try and hit it again, and then try and hit it again, right? But I already had one big winning trade this morning, right? And now I'm trying to make this one work. Why? For vanity, right? Like, why do I need to win this Tesla trade, right? That's what I'm asking myself even now, right? Like, why do I need to win? I already won, right? I'm already up P&L, right? I wanted to take another couple of trades. Why not? I mean, I'm up good money right now. I can risk a couple of trades and be fine, but why do I feel the need to win this? That's a very dangerous feel right there in the market, I think. Hey, Nathan, I can see your picture now. That's a really dangerous feel in the market. That need. I mean, that's one. Need sketch, right? When you don't need, when you just do, the market's great. Yeah, no, so Dan, what do you think, man? I think so. I think it's ego, right? I think there's definitely some ego there. We all got it. Don't matter if you're dude, don't matter if you're lady, don't matter if you're whatever in between. You know what I mean? Everyone's got ego, right? Actually, not for nothing. A lot of the ladies that I've worked with in my mentoring, they have a lot of ego, right? Because in order to come up against this kind of a dynamic, right? In order for them to have been as successful as they are, they had to take on a lot of the same traits that we get caught up in too, right? So this is universal to everybody here, right? When you get into high performance, ego isn't like one way or the other, right? So, but one of the things that I think this is one of the things I really think is fun about the Wednesday sessions, right? Which I want to come up with a name for the Wednesday session. Maybe we can think about it on Wednesday. I think we need a real name like Mind and Markets or something cool like that. Me and Dr. V. No, too weird. I think we need some kind of a cool like name for the Wednesday sesh. But I think it's a perfect example of, Dr. V talked about this in her last session that she did here last weekend, which is she actually is a Mind Over Market is a podcast that already happened, and a good one actually. It's when you are someone who is constantly winning, right? You're a hard worker, right? So this is why the market is so weird, right? The market doesn't care about your ego, right? The market loves your ego, right? The market wants your ego so bad, right? Indifference brings you rewards in the market. The person who doesn't care, the person who can just execute without really an idea of the or any concern for the outcome, the professional gambler, if you will, right? This is the person who really makes the most money in the market, right? Because you're not swayed, so easily, but in these things because you're stuck to methodology. So what? So we gotta really, so we have to be really careful when ego comes in, because ego is the antithesis of methodology, right? Once you like, and this was always this is a really big issue I had growing up, right? Jaspreet, I don't know if you had this like me, buddy. I grew up in a really low income family. Right now, don't get me wrong. I was wealthy in many ways, right? I grew up on a big farm, lots of stuff to do, but still not a lot of money. So when you grow up in that kind of an environment, what do you prize, right? What are you in, like, what brings you value if there is no money? If you were in a survival, think about it this way. Maybe for the ladies in here, if you were stuck in a survival scenario and so money was of no value, what's the first thing you're going to look for out of all the people that are there? This doesn't have to be a male female thing, but specifically, I think women will get this one much quicker. What are you going to look for immediately in the people that are around when you're trying to look for a partner or someone to team up with? Women just get this faster. That's why I'm asking. Whenever what are you going to look for, right? When you're trying to find someone to team up with. Money not being a thing. You're just out in the woods. You're out in the woods. You're sitting there. You got like everyone's at. So the word we're gonna go for. So I think accountability. I like. Security is good. Hard worker is there. Strength is there. What do you think about the word competency? How do we feel about the word competency? Resourceful, right? So when I say competency, right? Like, what is money? Right? Like, if you go at why would someone be interested in being in a long-term relationship with somebody over but Sean V, if you're stuck in the woods and you need food, no one cares about your sense of humor or your musical references, right? They want competency. They want to know that you can build a fire, right? They want to know that you know how to build a shelter. They want to know you know how to find food, right? You can be as funny as you want to be, but if everyone's hungry, no one wants your jokes, right? If everyone's wet and cold, no one cares, right? That no one, you know what I mean? But now being funny and all of those things are great, but only when attached to somebody who's competent, right? And this is like the difference between a class clown and someone who's like witty, right? Like generically, a class clown is someone of low competency who thinks they're really funny. So they just kind of make lots of weird, like funny jokes. And people really just kind of say, huh? You know what I mean? But when someone is, of strong character and then they say something witty, it's really funny, right? Yes, John Raff, 1000% here. Why, and John Raff, you with me, right? Like you're just like, I know you and I know your wife, John Raff is one of our mods here, by the way. Great guy. You will talk to John Raff, and he will say, I don't know why this woman picked me. Right? He will literally say that straight up in the middle of a dinner with no one else around, just me and him hanging out. And he will just say, I don't know why. I know why. Because of the statement you just said right there. I felt you could take care of me. Whatever that represented to her. Competency. Right? So when you're a low income whatever growing up in the woods, you value competency. There's no money, right? There's no value put to money. Now, when you get into higher social hierarchies, what do people generically use as a sign of competency? Wealth, right? Generically, someone who has a lot of wealth is generically competent, right? Not true unless you're running for the... Never mind. I'm not going for it. I'm not going there. I'm not going there. Oh, all right. Sorry. Shots fired. It's the competency here, right? So this can be a major hurdle as a trader if you grew up in a low income environment, right? Because you value being right over valuing money, right? And this can be very difficult in life decisions sometimes if you grow up in that kind of an environment. Sometimes you hold on too long when you should just let go, right? Because you've been taught through your interaction with life that that's a necessity, right? So for me, because that is a part of my personality, I lean into that. Dude, your trade hasn't sold off. Why are you still holding it? Right? Number one, it hasn't broken high of day after 10:30. Still viable for this short. Right? Number two, still fits the play. Number three, right range, higher, wider, R3, right? Or sorry, lower, wider, R3. Let's go. You know what I mean? So why not take this off? Not going to, right? I'm better at just holding, and I'll just wait to see if I'm right or wrong. This leans into my style, right? But just keep that in mind as you're going through these kind of things, right? That if you, like me, right, get hung up on this, it took me a long time. This is why I have trade rules, right? This has to be my last trade of the day because I've already won one trade. I only can take two more trades, right? If this trade doesn't win, then I'm done trading for the day. That way I ensure I stay positive and I don't hulk out. Anybody here have a big hulk out after being at goal for the day? For the record, I blew up my first account on a hulk out after I was at goal for the day. Anybody else do this? So why is it bullish? Because the order book has a ton of orders to the top side. How are you doing, Nathan? Is your mic?
Good, man.
How
Just
are you doing, man?
listening
Just
to
chilling.
the word.
Tesla does look bullish still, man. This thing's gonna go?
Yeah, but it
I have
seems when
bad feel.
it starts to break lows, it does want to sweep and sweep. It's doing the shoots and ladders right now. Ladder up, shooting down, but it just doesn't want to collapse yet.
Nathan's chilling. Nathan knows when I get soapboxing. When the guy starts to soap, you gotta let him box. You know, I mean, it just is what it is. I appreciate you, man. Yeah, no, we'll see what happens. You know, I got the good winner, so if I take a loser here, we'll just call it a done. How was your
Yeah, I mean,
trading day?
it's
You hit anything?
well, I got a trade going on in 2K that was going well, but now it's about break even. So, but then I got some partials on MNQ and NES, and then I got stopped out on that flush when it hit high a day. Just playing this one out.
Oh, our book just flipped a bit on Tesla. We just got bearish. Closer to the price. We're bringing in bid.
All these order shifts on here are pretty interesting.
Look at that
too.
beautiful short on Apple, dude. I mean, oh, that was so pretty. I mean, what a beautiful move right to S3. I just don't know what else I'd want out of this move.
This test is testing that low again.
So you're saying there's a chance?
Looks like there's a chance. I mean, you're getting lower highs and lower lows.
I mean, we've got bid coming in. We just need more selling. Sell, Mortimer. Sell.
It's like he has an cue.
Name that movie. YouTube.
It stops.
Go. Not you, Nathan. Don't spoil
sorry.
it. Don't spoil it. Whew, that was close. I almost had a spoiler. YouTube, hit me. Name it. Oliver wins. Real quick, little bit of a housekeeping. Make sure to like, share, subscribe. We love you. We mean it totally. Also, anybody who joins Garbage Trucks and Lambos, which is the most ultimate, elite, and best well-named group of all time, you get a multiplier whenever we do any of our giveaways. So if Andrew gives away books or gives away memberships, and I'm going to be doing a hour giveaway for a free mentoring session with me, 1 hour of my time, and I'm going to do that at some point this week, but I'm not telling you at what point this week because I don't want you to like just not only show up on Thursday because that's like the only day I'm sorry I have sneezing because that's the day I'm going to do it. But who knows? I could do it on Wednesday, not that day. So, but anyway, in TradingView, is there a way to get? Okay, so check this out real quick. There is a new version of TradingView coming because Bruz loves you more than all other programmers.
Even more than you.
He loves you more. He does love you all the most. So we have a new version in dev right now that we're gonna hopefully release maybe towards the end of the week. But Bruz spent, I don't know, just remember, just saying, if you guys like coffee and you happen to be on his TradingView site and you happen to love giving him coffee, just saying, it's there. So we have some new stuff that's going to come. One, he did go through and reworked some of the logic so that the plays are a little bit more precise. He also removed the eagerness setting, so there's just a consistent way it calls based upon like what time frame you're choosing. And we added in some other little things. And you can see like down here, he's actually added in now so that you can actually set your risk to reward calculation. So like for instance, if you can't get to a 4-to-1, it won't call, but you can also set a backup for like 3-to-1. So it'll call it at a 3-to-1 or it'll call it at a 4-to-1. Right now I'm just using 4-to-1. So what happens now is when it draws the box, it knows when it draws it, right? That you can go here, put your stop here, and there should be 4-to-1 in your target. I mean, how sweet is that? So like for instance, on Tesla, if you just shorted anytime it came into the dark pink box and put your stop right above the light pink box, you would be in a short right now holding all day. Now it wouldn't have worked like mine, but it'd be in it. But like on Apple is a much better indication here. Look how Apple went into the dark pink. If you would have shorted it anytime it got in, but especially after it wicked up here, came down and made a new low, you could have hit it there and put your stop above the red, and that would have been an easy target. So we will release this new version here pretty soon. So but it's been working pretty good. And we're going to keep working on refining the logic, obviously, but Bruz has been kicking butt.
Yes, he has.
Jeremy, we do have MCL. Oh, I like that it reoffered the open. It would have been nicer if it had not went to S6 first. But I like it. It's better when they open up like kind of like think of this as like almost like a like R like S5 is almost like a CPR for S3. You know what I mean? If it opens up in this range and then sweeps up, you normally get a better move down, like from here to here. So but the 6 buy is valid here, and technically the reshort is value, but it is still valid also. Like I definitely think this could work. Yeah, I mean, look at the reaction. See what I mean, though? See what I mean, people? Look how well this is. Look how good this works. So we pull back up into here, right? And it triggers the play. So just wait for it to reoffer. As soon as it tags the line and starts to hold up, you can just get in right here. Boom, anywhere. And just throw your stop up here. And then 4 to 1 would be somewhere right around here. I personally like using Trade of It. Any prop firm that allows you to use Trade of It. I like them a lot right now. But you can, if you like trading futures, IBKR future, but for you specifically set a prop. So yeah, boom sauce. Ooh, look at the order book on MCL. It's got a big order down at 61.50. That's probably where it goes, bros. If it drops. How's the market looking to you, Nathan? A little bearish to me. Looks like
Yeah,
we're selling into a bearish
looks
book
like
right now.
yeah, it looks like we're wanting to sweep these lows.
And why is Tesla not dropping?
I don't know, man. I'm sitting here watching it. It looks like it wants to sell, but
Dude, like, I mean, can like for reals?
it's not really buying.
Like, what the
Yeah, I
heck?
don't know. Like this one,
The market looks weak right now.
getting some stacking right there on the ass.
There's a
on
really
Tesla.
big order at 23, like 7.25, 725 on Qs. You see anything on SPX or NDX in the
Getting into a little bit of a buying range. We've been in a selling range all day. We dipped right into it when we sold off at that break of high day. We
Bruhs
kind of just been
facts?
grinding lower. Let's see what's going on. With some positive gamma, so some choppy price
All right, we
action.
have a
That's what
lot
we'll
of
see.
volume coming into Tesla here. So for me, I feel like that feels like more of a sell signal than a buy signal for me still. Like that was a lot of volume, but it really just resulted in a relatively like truncated candle. Like we've made larger candles on lesser volume. Oh well. It was nice of NQ to give me some money. I'm gonna have to just give it back with Tesla, I guess. Yeah, Nisha, Tesla was just the wrong ticker. So I was talking about this before, and then I got distracted. So keep this in mind. Like when you're trading, and I was talking about over trading on your losing days, right? And then, if you're really interested in being right, why this is a problem. And then I kind of segued off on the other side because ADHD strong. But what I mean here is it's the kind of the same thing. Like ask if you have a decent profit rate and a decent hit rate, there are days, and more often than not, it's not actually going to be you, it's going to be the market. You know what I mean? But you're taking the losses personally, like it's your fault. You know what I mean? But it's not your fault. It's the market's fault. There are rules, and you have them, and the market's not following them. You know what I mean? So, but you can't get upset about that and then start trying to predict whatever else is going on. It's kind of like going surfing when there's no waves, right? There's just nothing you can do about this day. Like Tesla, what could I have done differently? Nothing. I have two amazing shorts according to my strategy, both of them within reason, both of them well taken. I know why I took them. I know the reasoning and the theory behind it, everything about them. If I lose them, who cares? Right? There's nothing I can do about it. But what I shouldn't do is if I lose this one is take another trade, right? Because what Tesla's demonstrated to me is it has a lack of desire to go either direction right now, which means I should get away from it and just save myself from what will likely just be a couple more losses, right? Bruz has a PhD in electronics, Nathan. He's an embedded programmer, then IT architect. He's now a CTO, soon to be full-time trader with a bit of programming on the side. I like your style. Bruz is a badass, by the way. So like even there, getting into the red zone, I mean, if you still wanted to like get stuck in holding a trade for a long time like me. I still think we're going to sell on NQ. Sean, right? Oh, Nathan, it's so boring.
So
Make it stop.
I know it's not the best
I
day.
kind of
It's a
want it to
really
stop me
yo-yo
up just so I can be
and
done.
choppy. It's gonna make you sit through this all day.
Yesterday or Friday, I
Yeah,
got
you had that on
filled on
Friday.
that trade I was holding all day, and then it literally dropped and filled like 2 minutes after we ended YouTube. I was so annoyed. Like
You're
here, I
pretty
got
happy
us.
because you called me. You're like, just to tell me that it
Uh-oh.
filled.
Did I just
I was
close
gonna
my
call you to
stupid
tell
thing?
you that it filled for me.
I think I accidentally just Alt F forward myself.
Yeah, Ben, I could talk about adding in. See, we see a lot of
See.
places. I'd like to teach Thor this how to add back in
No
partial out.
way. I'm not listening. I want nothing to do with your Jedi
the
trickery.
the best places to add back in once you start to get your move are 15-minute and 5-minute imbalance gaps. Especially if those start to match up with like the 5-minute 9 EMA or 20 EMA, like those are really good areas. And then especially when you're starting to add and getting into that, add small, like don't add a lot. You want to keep your average protected. So if you're identifying like 1 minute swing lows, if you're going long, you want to keep your average underneath those. So, just think about keeping it protected. But yeah, I mean, yeah, those gaps on 5 and 15, those are great places to add. But usually I only add if I partialed out 2 or 3 times. That's when I'll start adding in a little bit.
Oh, so many things you just said there that all bother me.
Don't make sense to you. It was just meandering.
Ah. What's so one of the things I always try and tell everybody is I'm not a pivot tater. You know what I mean? And what I mean by that is it's not important exactly how you manage your trade. What's important is that we all understand and we're speaking the same language when it comes to the market here, right? So it doesn't mean we all now I get pretty good entries in RVR. So I get like all I've ever all I've just partialing always kills my positions. Adding always kills my positions. So, but you got to stay, Cat Williams here. You got to stay in tune with your star player. You know what I mean? If you're a little bit better at reading price action, like Nathan's better at reading price action on that kind of stuff than I am. He can actually kind of time that a little bit better and hits those, and it helps him when maybe maybe he takes a couple extra losses than me, but he can kind of make up some of that gap by getting some extra stuff in there, and I love that. For me, I always found it's one of the reasons why you'll notice that like Andrew and I, for instance, rarely ever trade at the same time. And one of the main reasons is because Andrew and I trade basically against each other almost the entire time we're trading, right? Because I'm primarily a failure trader and he's primarily a continuation trader. Right. So when we kind of play against each other and he's always bullish and I'm always bearish, we just kind of confuse each other because he's always going long when I'm going short. And ironically, we both make money. Right. He's going long on like something from like, pre-market high up to here, and I'm going short from here back down to pre-market high. Right. So it's just kind of ironic, that, but him and I in that way really hurt each other. Now I can't go long here because I can't read the price action well enough to get long in a selling range, even though this is long in a selling range. But I'll show you why you don't want a long in a selling range, even if it is a long, right? Look what keeps happening, right? It takes a long time to go up and then it moves down really fast. Long time go up and then down fast. Long time to get back up and then down relatively fast, right? This is a selling range. And this is why you don't want a long in here, even if it is a long. And if anything, you can sell even if it is a long, apparently, although not very well. Just give up already. Die.
Hopefully it'll fill right when you get off again.
No. What it's going to do is it's going to wick up here and stop me out.
But then,
And then do
if
like
you
a
look at
full
Nvidia
Nelson.
right now,
and then
I
like
was
run the
short
other
Nvidia
direction.
from the top up here, and I partialed out a little bit. It's kind of getting into an area right up against R3, where this might be an area I would look.
I
To
liked
add.
Nvidia for a short up here. This was really nice. I think Mike tagged this, but we're right. This is ATR high right here. So it kind of had this very strong volume buy spike with the topside wick, and then this really interesting sell candle. And then as we reoffered, our volume just kind of tanked. So it looked like a good spot
Oh
to
yeah,
short.
that buying exhaustion. Look at you on the 1
And
minute
then
chart. The buying
wow.
exhaustion right up there was really nice. It got the volume on the break of the high, and then each time it tried to push, that volume just dropped off, and then it hit that 1 minute low and just dumped.
Have we looked at 2K? You tried shorting R3 but failed. You have failed. The volume's just really low on 2K. I kind of like
I know
it
I'm still
though.
short, so we'll see.
Let's see here. I can do. How many cons can I do? I could do like maybe. I might try a short on this one.
You gonna join me?
Yeah, I might. I like
Wow.
that. I wish that sell candle there had actually moved the price better.
Nothing's moving the price on anything right now.
Why not? Let's do this. I'm gonna try one. I'm gonna try a short here. I'm gonna run my stop up above high of day. Let's see what we can get out of this thing. I
Thank
really
you. I
like
appreciate
that
you
we've
helping me out.
tried to break a couple times, and as I look back through, when we have large volume on sell candles, it drives the price down. Our large buy candle was all the way at the top, and then we immediately sold as a response. And then when we re-rallied, it was on very weak volume.
Yeah, that's where I got short up there.
So we then sold and the volume did elevate. And then when we
301,
bought,
301.80.
we then kind of struggled as we went back up and then found selling. So I'm in. It's a worthy try. And then what we will do is I'm going to kill Tesla at BE so I can just take that off because I hate its life now. And it can now drop without me. I don't care. And I'll put my risk on this one and just have some fun. Order book is maybe a little strong.
It's hard to
But
read
I
the
like
order book
I
on.
like how the buys are absorbing and the sells move the price down. So I think it has good stuff and it's in the right area. The only knock against this is that we're in a narrow range, not a wide range. The R3 short is preferable in the narrow range. But let's try it with Nathan. Let's go. Let's go have some fun. And if we lose this trade, we're blaming Nathan.
Yeah, you can blame me. That's fine.
It's all his fault.
See, Ben, if you're looking at NVIDIA right now, it's getting into a 1 minute, a 5 minute, and a 15-minute gap. And it's touching in there. It's getting some absorption. So now what you'd want to see is this buying volume fall off. And then on the next low, a big sell response. So on the next 1 minute low, you need a big sell response to kick that down. Because we're getting more of our responses on highs rather than lows at the moment. We're popping every time we hit a high. Now we need to do that to the downside, and that could be a good add.
Yep. Sean, we're blaming Nathan. Bruz, we're blaming. So Thor, do you tend to use wider stops because you're looking for bigger moves? Okay, so I tend to use wider stops because I'm a day trader. So I want to make sure that we understand that now you can be a scalper, right? And you can scalp during the daytime, right? But that is still scalping. You can also scalp after hours, pre-market, post-market, while you're sleeping, while you're awake. You know, I mean, you can scalp anytime you want. Scalping is a profiting methodology, the same way day trading is a profiting methodology, the way swing trading is a profiting methodology, the way long-term trading is a profiting methodology. Day trading is one in and one out. And it's, traditional day trading, like if you were defining it as something that was being done, right? Remember back in the day, you couldn't take 15 trades a day, right? When you had to pick up a phone and call your broker, right? When you had to send your trades in via Telegram or something, Telegraph or something like that, right? You're not getting in and out 15 times a day. You're waiting till you think it's the right time to buy, and then you're going to buy it there, and then you're going to wait and see what happens, and then you make a decision, and then you're done. There's not enough time to mess around like that. So when I say, like with my book, a complete day trading system, it's specifically designed around actual day trading, which is more like swing trading, right, than scalping. Now, you can scalp using my Camarilla system. So for instance, Nathan kind of combines a little bit of a scalping lean into this pivot system, which works really, really well. He goes a little heavier when he feels it, and then he employs some momentum and he can add and partial and do some stuff. For me, I'm just going to take one entry here at R3. If it goes above high of day, this play is dead to me. It will not set up again. It should not recall again, right? It's swept too far outside, so it's no longer viable. This is where it should happen from. And since ATR low is way down here, if this works, this price should move. You know, I can move like what, 41 handles or something like that, right? So, I mean, this thing's got a lot of potential to the downside. Not but it also has potential to the top side, which is why if this squeezes, I'm just going to get out. That's the problem with the narrow range, right? Tesla was kind of, or NVIDIA, for instance, was like kind of a fun rollover where it rolled over at, right? Why? Because ATR high was right next to it. And if we had that going on 2K right now, I have a feeling that we'd be having a little bit easier of a time selling. But I like this trade idea, Nathan. I think it's going to be a party. Let's see if we can lose some money together.
I don't want to lose.
What? Yeah, you do. You love losing. It's so much fun.
I only got partials on
Friends who lose together
MNQ.
win together, or stay together. Friends
But
who lose
then
together stay together. Starlight
if you were
likes it when
looking
you
at
lose.
if you were looking at NVIDIA, what just happened there on that low and that extension, and then another low and an extension, that was what I would look for on an ad. Now, as it pushes back up into that area where it extended down, that's where I would look for another ad and get that ad on the ask. Actually, take the short if it hits back up in that area. It was nice. What's your Tesla trade doing? Nothing.
Nothing. I cut it.
Oh, did you?
I'm done. It's been too long. It's not going anywhere. I actually still feel really good about it. It's wedging right now. It actually could be a better setup now, but I'm fine. I actually like it now. I think it looks better now than it has.
Yeah, is the sweep coming now though? It looks like the sweep may be trying to come on ES and NQ. Or do we find this buyer again?
It's boring me. Come on. Take the sell to the Dom already. Let's go. Snooze fest. Would I have entered Microsoft? I mean, it's not bad. It's a lower, wider range. The R3 short call would have been a good one. Yeah, I'd have been okay with Microsoft. The only thing that, I mean, it overshot a little bit, unfortunately, but it didn't close the candle outside the range, so it kept the play. And then you sold, and then look at this. Oh, yeah. Actually, look at that. Sold back in, then look at this beautiful reoffer. I would have tagged it anywhere in here. The only, and and then you would have still run your stop above high of day if you want, or run it outside the box if you want to be a little tighter, but you still got a beautiful move. Look at this thing go. Wow. Sweet.
Oh yeah, that was nice.
That was a
Yeah,
good one. Apple was good. Microsoft was good.
yeah. Look at that buying exhaustion on Microsoft too.
Yeah.
That anomaly.
Remember, this is Nathan's fault, so we don't have to be stressed out when this one doesn't work.
He will. He'll call me and like just yell and scream at me. He'll throw
How would
things
I
at me.
trade
Everything.
coin? Let's see. Nathan, would you have traded coin? Let's find
Let's
out.
see. Oh, it's a coin in the water.
Whoa.
It's a nice breakout. That's what you want if you.
No. I would not have. There was no play possible on this one. I'm not really sure what's going on here.
I came back and
Oh, there was
retested
enough
that.
distance. There was enough distance. It was because it's a lower range. It was going to do a trending breakdown. But so this is the narrow range versus wide range thing, bruz. So you can see here, this is a wide range. So even with the ATR extension, this one technically isn't viable because we opened in the wrong place because it's a wide range. We expect to run to be inside, not outside. So we're going to run this ATR side most likely. Kind of like what did we have that did the opposite? Maybe it was I forget. Shoot. Maybe it was PLTR. Look at PLTR bounce right off of ATR low. Oh well. We're getting there. Apple's pretty.
Yeah, Apple's Microsoft was nice after looking at that.
I
The
could have waited for
Apple's
a deeper pullback to try this. It's cool. We'll work it, man. I'm really happy with the direction you're heading on all this stuff, man. It looks good.
you're messing up my Russell's trade. It's
I know I
okay.
shouldn't have gone into it.
I know.
If I'd have known, saw my volume come in, it was like, let's go.
I mean, it still looks like it's exhausting the buying volume. So when is it gonna
What
flush?
the hell is that? Why does my screen look like this? Whoa. What did I do?
I don't know. My trading view charts keep refreshing for some reason.
Ah, is that just the price? Like, what am I looking at right now? I think it's a ticker reference. Ben, ticker reference. Is it just showing the current price? But it's not, it's like showing the hot, no? It's hood on hood. But I could make this any ticker, right? Like oh yeah, that's right, because I could take this, right? And then I could put like, for instance, I could put, oh,
Oh,
it's the end
here's
of
the
this
music.
session.
It's the Oscars.
I didn't know it was noon. Love you, people.
And if you're a
I think we're
BBT
gonna
Elite
get cut
member,
off.
come join me in the webinar room for the trading with
See you
Book Map.
tomorrow. Join Nathan in the webinar room. Much love.
I'm gonna yell at you if this trade doesn't work, by the way.
That went by really fast.
All right, guys. See ya.